guard spot is a little bit up for grabs. And what is it, 15 of Scott's 16 point guards have had some sort of All Big 12 recognition. Those are big shoes to fill. And so you've got 3 guards that are each kind of dabbling with the point guard position. That, to me, is a big question mark right now, who's going to fill that role. But I think at the end of the day, they've got the guys. They got the dudes. Got to get them to play together. And that, again, is just a bit of a ways off.
We're going to hear from Dan Skillings after the break, but one of the guys, one of the dudes that everybody's talked about, and I cannot wait to see tonight and convey what I see to our audience at home or wherever they are listening, Tunde Yesufu. I mean, off the court, he's an amazing kid. You've gotten to see him on the court and obviously experienced with him off the court. What have you gleaned from him so far?
Well, he plays really, really hard. He's a big guy. He's strong. I think he is he's got, the comparisons to VJ are inevitable, but it's not really apples to apples. But he's got a different gear. I think even to the average person watching them play, you can see him as a guy that makes special plays that happen just because of his physicality. But he's a great kid, as you mentioned, and is a special talent really on both ends of the floor. He's really good offensively, but if this team wants to make a leap defensively, I think they'll rally around him. He's got a defensive mindset, and he's just a guy that at the end of the game, you're going to look at the stat sheet and see a lot of numbers. He's just extremely productive.
Yeah, 21 points in that exhibition against Grand Canyon. Cannot wait to see him tonight. Pete Souza with Pat Nunley. UTRGV in town to take on the Baylor Bears. When we come back on the Baylor Sports Radio Network, we are going to hear from Dan Skillings, sitting down with the voice of the Bears, John Morris.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services. Welcome back inside Foster Pavilion. John Morris with one of the newcomers to the Baylor roster. I guess that could apply to everyone, but it's Dan Skillings, transferred to Baylor from Cincinnati. And how would you say everything's gone so far? The transition for you, the games in Germany, 2 exhibition games, now to the start of the season tonight.
It's been a God-given blessing, you know. It was so wonderful coming in here the first couple of days of June and maybe the last couple of days of May, you know, meeting all the new faces that are coming to Baylor and coming to Waco, and meeting everyone individually. You know, everybody was coming in bits and pieces, and just meeting everyone individually, just reading them, seeing how they had like no egos, great personalities, big smiles on their faces, just happy to play basketball with a team like Baylor. And it's been incredible, and I knew since then that we were going to get along very well and the chemistry was going to bond really, really quickly. And just that positivity and that joyness in people and the faith in people is just going to bring the best out of everyone, you know. And going into Germany was such a blessing. Thanks to the donors, we're getting catering and all those types of things, and good rides to everywhere and things like that. Just making sure the players and the coaching staff and the media, managers, GAs were just taken care of. So we really appreciate them for that. But going to Germany was a great opportunity for this team to get together and bond, and off the court, be in a hotel with another teammate, and playing games. And we played about 6 games and counting the scrimmage against Mikey in Germany before, like 6-7 games, and it was wonderful. Just ups and downs with the team, enjoying the highs, enjoying the lows, no matter what it is. I know we didn't come up on top, but that was a learning lesson for us, and man, I feel like we got a season down already, and then getting back with the guys that weren't able to make it was wonderful. They all stayed in the gym. They all were working. Tunde was down with Phil Beckner. Other dudes were in other camps and getting better, working on their craft, not just taking that time off to themselves, you know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing when it comes to like just where you want to go, just everybody taking care of their body and things like that. And it's been wonderful, man, and getting back from Germany, getting back to practices, getting back acclimated and things like that, has been wonderful. We all get along. I feel like we already have a season down, and we're starting a new season this coming up Monday, against a good team and well-minded team and a good coaching staff, so we're really excited.
That's really good. Well, excited to start the season. The games count starting tonight, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, they do. They do, baby.
Good. Have a great
Stand by, 10 seconds.
very much.
Yes, sir. Go Bears.
It's Dan Skilling seeing the Bears on the floor tonight. Season opener against UT Rio Grande Valley. Pete and Pat, back to you.
Program history, Baylor doesn't return any players from the previous roster. Again, I want to dip back into your knowledge, and you saw Dan playing in Germany and in preseason games. Again, no Baylor fan is surprised we got another quality young man here on campus in Waco, but what have you seen from him on the floor?
Well, really a continuation of what Baylor fans saw when he was at Cincinnati.
He always played great against Baylor.
Always played great. Yeah. I mean, he really he loved the Farrell Center, Foster, wherever we ended up playing. And his sophomore year at Cincinnati, he averaged almost 13 points a game.
Led Cincinnati in scoring.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so he is the jury is way in on him and his ability to compete at this level. But, if you look at it, Pete, the juice on this team is at the 3 and 4 spot. And it's Skillings, it's Carr, it's Ratai. I mean, those 3 guys at those spots interchangeably 3 and 4, really Ratai probably more of a 4. That right now, you ask early season assessment, that's where the horses are. And I think that's where most of the production is going to come from early in the season. And Skillings kind of leads the way as far as those guys are concerned.
All right, we are getting set for tip-off. We are presented by Conecuh Sausage. The countdown to tip-off continues after this. J-Mo sits down with Baylor head coach Scott Drew. In the Scott Drew era, Baylor is 19-3 in opening games. We'll exactly hear what Scott Drew has in store for us tonight when we come back. John Morris and Scott Drew on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
If you're stuck in a high auto loan rate, it's time to...
All right, I'll run the coach's interview self-contained.
When it comes to your auto loan, you don't have to stay in a...
Yep, it'll be segued between.
And get a lower rate, fast approvals, and a team that knows how to win local.
Visit firstcentralcu.com and apply today.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back inside Foster Pavilion. Let's continue on our pregame show. John Morris with Baylor head coach Scott Drew. And here we are, start of a new season. You've done this a few times, but I'm guessing never quite like this with your roster to start a new season.
Yeah, we definitely I think year one when we came in, and it was still we had people returning. so this is a first probably in Baylor history. 0 returning points, rebounds, assists, all across the stat line. That's a good thing for Josie to check out. Hopefully we don't ever have this situation again, but at the same time, I know that we've really enjoyed working with this group, and they've done a great job on and off the court, and really excited to see what we can do and accomplish together this year.
You've had some games over the summer, some practice time with the World University games, but even that, 6 games in Germany, it wasn't the full roster, was it?
No, and that's where I can tell you, as beneficial as it was, still we're learning a lot about closing lineups, starting lineups, rotations, who plays well with who, and then how things work with the lights on. From the standpoint, it's different from practice to games, and some guys play a little better, some play a little worse. That's why we have this non-conference. We'll figure all this stuff out and hopefully put ourselves in position going into conference where you feel pretty good about this is what you're going to get from so-and-so night in, night out.
Yeah. You also had the 2 exhibition games. That's a little different to do public exhibitions. Yeah. Seemed like this year really good. 1 home game and then 1 game on the road.
Definitely wanted to do that from a learning standpoint for our current players, because we wanted them come game day to I've been there, done that, now I can focus on the game. So they've been through a home game, just how we do lineups, national anthem, prayer, to where road trips, this is what we do, how we prepare. So hopefully both those experiences now can allow them to lock in more and focus more and concentrate and get ready for the game.
All right, what's the lineup look like? I mean, you got a starting 5. I know you put 5 out there. You got a starting 5, or is that still a work in progress?
Well, that's I think that'll be a work in progress more than ever before for most teams. I've heard 71% projected new starting lineups for the Big 12. With all of us, hopefully we stay injury free, and from there, it's. Starting lineups aren't your necessarily best 5. It's what sets up your best rotation through the game. Right. And some guys play better with others. Some start fast. Some are better off the bench. So again, that's why we have the non-conference to try to figure all this out.
Yeah, tell you, it's been fun to watch your guys. I mean, through Germany, the game against GCU, and then the travel, the game in Indianapolis. The chemistry, it looks like, is really, really coming together.
Well, it starts with bringing in high character individuals with good circles, and I think because at the end of the day, if you're constantly getting negative feedback or J-Mo, you need more shots, you need more touches, you need more this, it's going to mess with you. And we have a lot of guys that have been blessed to have great families, great circles, work hard, good teammates. Everyone wants to be a good teammate, and that allows it's a race to the top of the mountain every year, and having those attributes allows you to max out what you're capable of.
Good. Final question, what's it like? Start of a season, some say, I would think coaches might say it's Christmas Day, get to unwrap the package. What's it like for you to start this new season?
Usually really stressful, because you're trying to figure out everything that has to be done, talked about, gone over before the first game. And then after that, then you can get into a routine. So I think it's very similar to most people, first day on a job, don't really know what to expect. After the third week, you're able to have a good good idea. And what I mean by that for us is just making sure that all the game day routines we do and how we do them become secondhand for the guys. And they have experience, one home, one road, but there's different nuances in the season. Like obviously the scouting reports really grow when you have more game film and data to provide for them. And just what we do as a staff and a team after games with the breakdown analysis, that it's different as the season goes on.
Good. Excited to see your team out there, Coach. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you.
Baylor head coach Scott Drew. It is Baylor and UT Rio Grande Valley to open the season tonight. Pete and Pat back after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate.
All right, the break started, gentlemen. You got 2 minutes.
To all of our customers.
Or less than 2 minutes.
It's more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning.
Okay.
We treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hey y'all, it's Jackie Marshall from Baylor Football. You probably know Goodwill for their stores. Trust me, I've scored some fun finds here. But here's the real deal. When you donate or shop at Heart of Texas Goodwill, you're helping people right here in the community get jobs, training, or even a high school diploma. HOT Goodwill celebrating 70 years strong and still changing lives through the power of work. That's something worth celebrating. Donate, shop, change lives. That's Heart of Texas Goodwill.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball. Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You're on.
Presents our countdown to tip-off. And also remember Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. They are presenting our starting lineups. We're actually still waiting on the official starting lineups now, which they'll come soon.
There we go.
Oh, we got them, Pat?
Let me try.
Let's see. Oh, you know, Pat Nunley is our resident IT guy. Pete Souza filling in for John Morris.
There are
Pat
two
Nunley.
buttons I push. I pushed both of them and didn't get a starting lineup.
Well, I can tell you, when we get them, they're going to be presented by Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine. Can't forget about them. And also would like to welcome a new sponsor to our Baylor Sports Radio Network broadcast, Conecuh Sausage. It's made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasoning and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage, always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. We will step aside and come back with tip-off. We are closing in on the official start of the 2025-26 Baylor basketball season. The anticipation are high. The stakes soon enough will be even higher. We are excited. I'm Pete Souza alongside Pat Nunley. We'll be back with Game here on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters.
Yeah.
For ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work truck.
Yeah, you can. Well, we've got this break will finish about 55. So anytime, after that, well, actually the in-game open will take a minute, so that'll take 56. So sometime after the Open.
And it's free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just
Thank you for reminding me.
lemon soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip.
Works for me.
That's right.
Lime soda. Starry hits.
Can you loan me $5?
Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne.
Actually, it could be worse. Your pay could be coming from the government. You could be working for the government right now.
Massive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss
Yeah, I hear that.
eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye.
That's a whole other discussion. We could talk. We could get some folks together and we could argue about that all night.
Baylor teams, join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
Yeah, he can do it just any time after Opens hit now, so this will go to about 56. So he can talk a couple of minutes and throw it to me. Just sometime before the tip-off.
Sports Media Network.
He's going to squeeze the air out of that basketball and celebrate a big-time Baylor win in the Farrell Center. Second-ranked Baylor all over number 6 Villanova today here in Waco. And Meyer will hold the ball, toss it high in the air. Baylor can celebrate a second straight Big 12 Conference championship.
And this ball game belongs to the Baylor Bears. The Baylor Bears.
This broadcast is brought to you by TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, alongside Hall of Famer Pat Nunley, here is the voice of the Bears, John Morris.
Go.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004.
I gotcha.
Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health.
I'll just do the entire 90-second unless you want to do something. Okay. And we'll just be one break ahead and we'll figure it out.
You need strength. You need power.
And then you can just call for the ID sometime after you come back.
You need a team.
I kind of figured out what was going on.
Trucks? Yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew. Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball. Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Here are our Baylor Scott and White starting lineups. I got to say this name, I'm so excited. When we talk about UTRGV, number one, always right, is playing guard. You got to love that.
There's no argument. Why would you argue that? He's always right.
And his parents are always right, too, with that name. Also starting at the guard, Corey Cotton, Marvin McGee, also another guard. Dane Christensen is a forward. And Philippe Bronkovic is a forward. Now for Baylor. This is the first starting lineup for the Baylor Bears of the season. Dan Skillings, Obi Agbim, Michael Ratai, Tunde Yesufu, and Cameron Carr. Pat Nunley, I ask you, is that the starting lineup you anticipated for Game 1 here in the 2025-26 season?
It is. I mean, you've got to get Yesufu on the floor. I mentioned the three horses at the 3 and 4 spot, and then Obi Agbim has been the guard that's really stood out in terms of scoring points in the World University Games. He was the leading scorer of the entire tournament, MVP of the tournament. So he's the guy that I think has taken a step forward. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all.
Now, as far as UTRGV is concerned, they have a lot to prove tonight. They are coached by Cahill Fennell. He has done a fantastic job with this program. The Vasqueros last year finished at 16 and 15. He completely turned the program around. They only had 5 wins the year before he took over there. So this is a program obviously headed in the right direction with a young, bright coach with an opportunity tonight to shock the world, Pat.
Well, and to get players to come play for him, you've got to have a brand of basketball that kids want to play, and that is wide open offense. I mean, this team a year ago, you mentioned it, his first year in the Southland Conference at UTRGV, they led the league in scoring. They attempted the second most threes per game in the country and made a school record 328 threes. That's almost 11 a game. So they're playing a style of basketball that players just want to be a part of. He's going to worry about defense later, but right now the goal for every game they play, certainly tonight, is to make a ton of threes and give themselves a chance at the end.
For Scott Drew tonight, what's the message to his team about slowing down a potent offense like that?
You know, I think they're going to want to run. I mean, they're better probably in the half court than offensively than UTRGV. We're going to have to find a better way to describe them. How about the Vaqueros?
Yeah.
But I mean, in the half court, they're the better team. But this team is at its best in the open floor, playing a 94-foot kind of game. Where they've got the ball in transition and they're really opening up things and spreading the floor. So I think tonight it's more that than it is run their stuff. The games that they played thus far this year, when they're just playing and it's really more players than plays, they're really, really good. And I think that'll be the recipe tonight.
You know, it's funny, we talk about all the questions around this team this year. The answer is standing right in front of you and I. It's Scott Drew. That is the guy who has been the mainstay, the constant for this Baylor basketball program, resurrecting it, right, starting in 2003. And here we are. Yep. We're back here ready to jump center, but you've got the steward that you've always had over the course of the past 20 years.
Don't forget my ID.
You have a lot of optimism. Let's pause now for a station identification before we get the tip.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI Waco, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
And we are back at Foster Pavilion, and we are underway. Always Right takes it across the timeline and kicks it to Brankovic. Right top of the key, shot clock at 15, whips it over his head. Marvin McGee controls. 8 on the shot clock. Step back for Wright. Off the front of the iron, and Dan Skillings grabs his first rebound as a Baylor Bear. Tunde Yesufu gonna hoist it. Caught the heel, but a second rebound for Skillings. He drops it off for Obi Agbim. Off the mark. And here come the Vasqueros.
You know, not a lot of movement around the horn in the half court. They really want to get it up the floor and go. They want to set a nice pace.
And there is a three-point basket knocked down by UTRGV, 3-0.
And that's going to be their bread and butter, Pete, tonight. They're going to have to make threes. They're going to shoot a ton of them, taking 2 shots thus far, 1 of 3.
We got a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Baylor.
Yeah, there was an errant alley-oop pass from Agbim to Carr. And one of the nice things about throwing an alley-oop to Carr is you just get it in the vicinity and it's going. It was a little behind him, and Bears will get it back on the alternate possession with 20 on the shot clock.
Carr controls. Drops it off for Michael Ratai. Ratai drifts to the right and hands it off to Yesufu, who threads the needle to the basket. Too strong, maybe a little bit of nerves early. Always right across the timeline. Brankovic already has 2 points, give him 5-0 UTRGV.
You know, and unbelievably, he just blew by Dan Skillings. It's one of those things where if you didn't get screened, you shouldn't be looking for help. And that's not a very typical scenario. Skillings can move laterally really well, but he was beaten badly that time.
Yesufu drops it off for Agbem. Shot clock at 10. Back to Tunde. He'll hoist another 3 around and out. Starts off his career 0 for 3. Ratai's putback is no good. Baylor can't find the basket early. Cotton inside. Brankovic with the hot hand. 7-0 UTRGV.
He's just a handful right now, and really they're not doing a lot to create anything for him, but he's got a really big body. He's 6'8", 265, and they're just creating a little bit of space for him. And right now he owns this game. He scored all 7 of the Vaqueros' points. Baylor's yet to get on the board. 0 for 6 right now from the floor.
The junior from Serbia has done all the damage. What's Scott Drew telling his players inside that huddle right now, Pat?
Well, right now it's just get to the other end, get to the offensive glass. They've done that. The shots that they've been taking have been high percentage shots, just not going in. But I think at the other end, it's just make sure that right now Brakovic doesn't catch the ball. And there's no reason for him to be a threat to score unless he catches it outside the three-point line. But even then, he's a one-dimensional guy. He's not a guy at 6'8" that could put it on the floor. So you just got to be with him when he catches it. And if you've done that and you deny the 3 or the jumper, really you've done the work. He's not going to turn the corner on you. And it's pretty evident from where we sit. But I think maybe that timeout, to answer your question, is just to get this team resettled.
Yeah, the score right now is 7-0. Baylor 0 of 5 from the field, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Pressure from Agbem, received by Agbem off the inbounds. Now he catches the top of the key, darts to the hole, drops it off for Yesufu, who is denied by guess who? Brankovic.
Yeah, that was a block from the backside. Yesufu never saw him coming. Usually when he catches it at that spot on the floor, he's going to come away with a bucket. Now at the other end, Vaqueros on a bit of a run. That's another easy bucket early in the game.
9-0. Give Corey Cotton the basket. Yesufu, open 3, too strong. Long rebound out to McGee. He darts across half court. Loses his footing. Knocked out to the perimeter. Christensen controls and goes to Wright, who will reset. Shot clock at 15. Wright working on Carr. Into the corner, here's McGee. He walks the tightrope and is fouled by Yesufu.
You know, it's interesting to watch the Vaqueros in their half court. They are really spread out. They've got that big guy Brakovic, and then they've got mostly guards that can take the ball on the dribble into the lane, draw the defense away, but they are really spaced. I mean, they've got one guy maybe at the free throw line, and the other 4, I don't think there's a single player inside the three-point line.
9-0, Vaqueros. Caden Powell, the Waco native, transfer from Rice into the basketball game alongside Isaac Williams. It is notable that Tunde Yesufu has a seat next to Scott Drew right now, taking a break. Off the inbounds, Carr rejects. Here comes Williams on the backside, was knocked away by Wright. Will stay Bears basketball, but the first electric play of the season.
Well, and it came at a good time because he was beaten on the inbounds pass. In fact, UTRGV ran it really well. They're underneath out of bounds, and Carr was a step late getting there, but with that kind of athletic ability, you can cover up a lot of mistakes. Got the block, Bears off to the races the other way.
16:38 left here in the first half. Baylor trails 9-0 to UTRGV. 9-3, knock down a tray. Give it to Obi Agbem.
You know, he scored big in Germany in the World University Games, but he's been quiet since. This guy's a 43% three-point shooter. He's got to let it fly.
The Wyoming transfer nets his first 3 points as a Baylor Bear. Always right side. Rebound Baylor off of the miss. Agbum leads the break. Penetration, kicks out to Carr. He'll hoist the three, knocks it down. Baylor's arrived.
You know, Pete, we talked about the firepower of this offense. You see a good example there. They go 0 for 6 or 7, then they hit back-to-back threes and cut the lead to 3.
Crowd clearly engaged. The Vaqueros trying to stop the bleeding. Brankovic to the hole. Off the mark, too strong. Rebound kicks out to Williams. He presses it. Drops it off now. Obi Agbum sticks a tray, his second of the night. And all of a sudden, we are tied at 9. Baylor, 3 for their last 3. The run is 9-0.
That's right, and this team is at its very best when it's doing that. Getting the ball in transition, getting the defense back on its heels, and letting it fly.
Brankovic going to try to quiet the crowd. Just barely gets the rim. Another rebound for Carr. 9-9, 15 minutes left in the first half. Carr shot off the side of the backboard. Rebound for Ratai. Foul on the floor. And the foul is on Brankovic. When we come back, Michael Ratai will be shooting 2 free throws. We are tied at 9 during immediate timeout. 15 minutes left in the first half on the Baylor Radio Network.
TFNB, your bank for life, is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even
Yep,
better.
coming in good.
Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in
Yeah,
Together, let's drive.
he might sue us.
You're listening to Baylor Men's
Stand by.
Ball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back at Foster Pavilion, we are tied at 9 after a 9-point flurry. Kicked off by Obi Agbum. You mentioned it, Pat, during the break. You said to me, he has to get going, and he has.
Yeah, he's got to score. I mean, any guard that's ever played for Coach Drew, the expectations to score double digits is always there, and it's no different this year. And Agbum can score. I mean, the jury is way in on that. He's a big scorer at Wyoming, scored big in Germany, and has been quiet. First 2 exhibition games, just really didn't have it. But he's off to a good start here. And really, I think so far the game's gone about the way we expected it to. It's not a half-court game. In fact, I think in the 8 games that I've seen them play leading up to this one, they're not a half-court set team. When they're just playing and spit the bit and just go out there and play, so that it's really, again, it's more about the players and less about the plays. They're at their best, and that's really been their offense so far.
They can score in bunches, and we just saw it there. We are in the middle as we come back from a timeout of a 9-0 Baylor run over the last 132. And Michael Ratai will head to the free throw line with a chance to convert a pair of freebies here at Foster Pavilion. Nice crowd, great student crowd here at Foster Pavilion. It was really cool. Of course, you get here early and you see the line, the huge line outside, as these students can't wait to get in and be a part of this.
Well, it's a brand of basketball that's fun to watch. Bears have 9 points. Each of those points have come on threes. In fact, of Baylor's 11 field goal attempts in the game, 7 of those have been threes.
Ratai bends his knees. First free throw is good. First lead of the season for Baylor is 10-9.
Ratai spent 3 years at Oregon State, had a really good career there, played for the German national team. In fact, the Bears were one game away from playing Ratai's team in those games, but it's a guy that is experienced. Second free throw goes. He's experienced. He's athletic. He's sort of a point forward. He can really handle the ball.
Bears extend the pressure. It is broken by UTRGV. McGee gonna hoist the three, rattles home. Vaqueros take the lead right back and end an 11-0 Baylor run.
Yeah, that's going to be their game. I mean, the great equalizer in this game for the Vaqueros is their ability to make threes.
Ratai muscles his way into the block. Ball's knocked away by McGee on the floor. They tie it up, and it was our second jump ball of the game, which means that the Vaqueros will have the basketball.
You've got Caden Powell in the ball game. It's another guy that is experienced, has played a lot at the Division I level. Waco guy, played at Midway High School. But it's a guy that's going to get a lot of minutes. With the injury to Bodo, he's playing a lot along the baseline. They really like what he does there. He's a great communicator. Along the baseline, biggest guy on the floor. You can see the floor really well. You just got to tell everybody what's happening.
Yesufu, Skillings, and White, J.J. White, emerged from the bench at the scores table ready to come in for Baylor. 14:26 left. 12-11 UTRGV with the basketball. On the block trying to work some magic is Cotton. Late whistle sends him to the free throw line.
You know, and what happened there was, and I think the foul is going to be on Carr, it is. You got a guy that's a shot blocker. He already has one in the game. He's not real hard to get off the floor when he's defending you. Just a little head and shoulder fake. Doesn't take much. Just almost a flinch like you're going to let it go, and he is off the floor. Once he's done that, you got him.
First free throw attempt. As you hear the student section trying to intervene, can't do it there. It is good, and the lead extends now to 13-11. I mentioned the substitutions now into the game. Yesufu, White, and Skillings. Yesufu and Skillings part of the starting lineup back onto the floor. J.J. White seeing his first regular season action. The transfer from Omaha led the Summit League in assists last year. And again, we will see now Williams bring the ball up the court, but it's important to see a guy like White. Now he distributes the basketball.
Yep, that's right. I mean, either one of those three guards can play the point. I think Williams among those three is probably more of a true point than anybody else.
Williams, a transfer from Texas A&M Corpus Christi, is so quick. Goes to Yesufu, who whips it to Powell, top of the key. White now probes. Back to Williams. Williams down the left side of the floor, up and under, will go to the free throw line as he was fouled. So more free throws coming from Baylor.
Yep. And Williams is a jet. I mean, that's the one thing that he does clearly better than anybody on the floor, just because he's got such an explosive first step. Finishes at the rim really well, but this is the growing edge for him, is the ability to get to the line and be able to capitalize on the pressure that he's going to take once he gets it to the rim. First free throw is good. Comes into the season a 48% career free throw shooter. That number's just going to have to go up. Otherwise, you just can't play him in a late game situation.
And there is that bug. Off the mark on his second free throw. Baylor 3 of 4 from the charity stripe tonight. They trail by 2. Washington across half court for UTRGV, goes to his right. Dixon controls. Pump fake from McGee. The hoop and harm. Check that. That's Blaze into the basketball game for UTRGV. And Zay Blaze goes to the free throw line with a chance to complete a three-point play.
Yeah, they've got 4 guards, and each one of those guards has the ability to do exactly that. It's a tough shot. Wasn't bad defense, but just a tough shot. As a defender, you want the guy that you're guarding just to take a tough one, shoot it off balance. Not only did he get it away, got it in, he got fouled, and completes a three-point play.
Now, if you're Cahill Fennell, your team now is up 18-12, but most importantly, you've taken that first haymaker from Baylor, and you surge right back ahead.
Yeah, and you know, really the defense, Pete, right now, UTRGV is really good. The defense in the half court. Bears have scored in the open floor, but they have yet, if the Vaqueros slow the ball down, make it a half court game. Right now, the Bears are struggling to run their sets and get high percentage shots out of them.
So the foul is on Marshall Destremo into the basketball game for UTRGV. It was on the floor. Skillings, wide open three, corner pocket too strong. McGee controls the basketball, takes it across the timeline. Faces a double team, now it's just he and Yesufu. The two tango, and he drops it off. Washington controls. Baylor continues to trap. Long three, knocked down. This time it was McGee, his first 3 points of the night. Couldn't have come at a better time. 20-12, UTRGV, 13 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, it's an 11-1 run over the last minute, 53 seconds for UTRGV. I mean, right now they've got the momentum, and this is a team that can be streaky. If they're making a bunch of threes, they can bunch them together and really separate.
J.J. White in the corner before he could get that three off. An offensive foul was called against Baylor. Looks like it's on Caden Powell. 6-0 run over the last minute for UTRGV, but if you want to make it over the last 2:15, it's 11-1. And the Vaqueros have made their last 3 baskets.
Yep, they've made 3 out of 5 threes. They are 7 of 12 from the floor overall. This team has some firepower offensively of its own.
Chance of defense as Washington controls. Fires it inside to a wide open Destremo, who finishes strong. 2 more points, a 10-point advantage for UTRGV, 22-12.
Yeah, and they're in control. I mean, the Vaqueros on their offensive end of the floor are being patient, running their stuff, and they have among their 22 points about 6 layups.
White hoists a 3. A foul on the floor on UTRGV, it looks like, and Dan Skillings is saying, hey, let's everybody get together and settle down right now as the Bears huddle up just outside the 3-point line. They trail early, 22-12. 12:09 left here in the first half.
Well, and 9 of their 13 shots have been threes. And, again, Coach Drew preaches it every year. You need paint touches. That ball's got to touch the paint on the pass or the dribble. And preferably, you want dribble in, pass out. He calls that a P2. And this team, in most of its possessions to start the game, has not touched the paint with the ball.
Tunde Yesufu. Ugly shot, may have forced it, tried to grab his own board, couldn't gather it. Zay Blaze takes it across the timeline. Washington, top of the key. Unable to find the handle is Coy Agua, and underneath, you get 2 points for UTRGV. Now the lead is 12.
And just another, from where we sit, kind of viewpoint, every loose ball right now is going to UTRGV. Here's another 3 from Ratai. Ball never touched the paint on the dribble or the pass. And Coach Drew's just rolling his eyes.
Washington controls right side of the wing. Knocked away by White, but he regains possession. Backdoor, Washington catches White napping. Another timeout for Baylor. A 17-1 run right now. And some angst from the fans here.
Yeah, I mean, right now Baylor defensively just being carved up. Every shot is either a good-looking 3 or it's a backdoor cut, which the Bears had big problems with in the exhibition game against Indiana. And the result of all those is really high percentage shots for the Vaqueros, who are now shooting 67% from the floor.
Well, as Scott Drew and the Bears work to get it together, we will step aside as well. You are listening to Baylor basketball. 26-12 right now. UTRGV leads. 11:14 left in the first half on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
If you're stuck in a high auto loan rate, it's time to call an Audible.
Hi, I'm Joe Betsy Tyler with First Central. When it comes to your auto loan, you don't have to stay in a bad formation. Call the right play. Refinance with First Central and get a lower rate, fast approvals, and a team that knows how to win local.
Visit firstcentralcu.com and apply today.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Hey y'all, it's Jackie Marshall from Baylor Football. You probably know Goodwill for their stores. Trust me, I've scored some fun finds here. But here's the real deal. When you donate or shop at Heart of Texas Goodwill, you're helping people right here in the community get jobs, training, or even a high school diploma. HOT Goodwill celebrating 70 years strong and still changing lives through the power of work. That's something worth celebrating. Donate, shop, change lives. That's Heart of Texas Goodwill.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
For the Baylor Bears, they trail 26-12 to UTRGV. Fans, don't miss out on Texas's top 50 barbecue. It is located conveniently right off of Highway 6. Of course, we're talking about Elberg's Barbecue. It offers catering, daily specials, and more to barbecue lovers all across Texas. Elberg's Barbecue, salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. You gotta love that. But you don't love what's going on the floor right now, Pat.
Well, we didn't expect a 14-point deficit at the second media timeout, but that's really been the case. And I think, Pete, you size it up this way. At this point of the ball game, UTRGV has 15 total field goal attempts. Only 5 of those are three-point attempts. Baylor has 15 field goal attempts. 10 of those, 2/3 of those, are threes. And Coach Drew calls those no pass jumpers. Those are a no-no. I mean, you can just get better shots than the ones that the Bears have been getting up to this point in the ball game. And I think on the defensive side of the floor, right now the Vaqueros are just a step ahead. All that is culminates in a 14-point lead with still 11-14 to go in the first half. But Pete, I think you said it best during the timeout. Growing pains.
Yeah, we're watching it right before our eyes.
Yeah.
You know, it's a 17-1 run right now. 7 different players have scored on UTRGV. For Baylor, you just got 3 different guys in the box score right now with points. They're sharing the basketball better. Agbim controls. Here's Caden Powell at the mid-corner, trying to back his way down. Draws a double team and finds Agbim, who drills another 3.
And that time, that was a 3 from the inside out. That's okay. Ball went into the low post. Caden Powell drew a bit of the defense away, just enough from Agbim to kick it back out to the perimeter and get a 3.
Agbim, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Stillings creates the steal, and Carr slams home the finish in transition.
Yeah, and that's how explosive they are on the defensive side. Skilling's got a piece of that, and then Carr was just off to the races.
Another turnover generated by Baylor. Carr off to the races again. In traffic, misses, but Caden Powell soars from behind, grabs the rebound. 15 on the shot clock. Agbim again. Only his second miss of the night from beyond the arc. He is now 3 of 5, but a foul under the basket on UTRGV will keep possession of Baylor.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a foul on Jalen Washington. Washington is 5'10", and the guy that he was assigned to keep off the glass was Michael Ratai for Baylor, who's about 6'8", might even list him as 6'9". No chance Washington. All he could do is foul him. Bears keep the ball on that end of the floor. That's just what the doctor ordered coming out of that break, is an explosive play followed up with a good stop and an opportunity to score.
Agbim controls just inside half court, whips it to Skillings. The Philadelphia native kicks it to Caden Powell. Powell with 5 on the shot clock, hands it off to Ratai, and he is fouled on the floor. Looks like they'll get Christensen with it this time. And they will. So that is the 6th team foul, if I am not mistaken. Yes, it is on UTRGV. Baylor 4 team fouls. And set to inbound is Agbim. UTRGV 26, Baylor 17. Ratai loses the handle, steps on the end line when he gathers it back, turnover.
Yeah, and you know, it's the, what was it, San Antonio Spur 0.5 rule. You catch the ball, you either dribble it, you pass it, or you give it up somehow in half a second. And I think right now the ball is just a little bit stagnant. It ended up in Ratai's hands for a long time.
Brankovic with 7 points. Working on Carr, draws a double team, threads the needle, but Christensen is denied by Agbem. He has done everything to keep Baylor in this one tonight. Carr launches a long three, nothing but the bottom of the net, and the crowd responds.
You know, that's one of those that he's really glad it went in, because if not, he's going to get a dirty look from Coach Drew. You call that a no-pass jumper, and if it goes in, it's awfully good. Otherwise, just another wasted possession. That's a big one, though, to cut the lead to 6.
8-0 Baylor run over the last 140. Brankovic from the corner, 3-try, no good. Another rebound by Agbem. Racing into the forecourt, drops it off for Ratai. His 3 is off the mark. Skillings climbs the ladder for a rebound and is fouled. Looks like they'll get McGee this time. And you feel a real energy burst coming from Baylor.
Yeah, you do, and I think part of that has been fueled by 4 rebounds since that last media timeout. Theirs went the second media, that 4-minute span with not a rebound. They come out, they immediately can just tell they just got kick-started, and they had 4 rebounds defensively that started every fast break the Bears have been able to capitalize on.
So Dan Skillings at the free throw line with a chance to cut the lead to 4 with 8:51 left in the first half. The front end of a 1-on-1 off the mark. Tunde Yesufu announces his presence with authority as he checks back into the game, grabs an offensive board, up off the glass and in.
Yeah, just had a rough start. He missed his first 6 shots. Coach Drew wanted him to just sit, slow down a little bit. Been able to do that, and those are the kind of plays that he makes. Bears force another turnover.
I mean, really, for me, it's a shocking start for Yesufu. It was almost a deficit in the first 4 minutes of the game on the floor. This is a guy that is a game changer for Baylor this year, and we just saw it on that last possession.
That's right. If he's not making shots, he still has the ability to produce points other ways, and namely on the offensive glass. He's tenacious going to the glass. He's big, 6'6", 210 pounds. He can clear a lot of space.
10-0 run for Baylor with the basketball. Agbem drops it off for Ratai. Beautiful backdoor cut. Yesufu scores and is fouled. 4 straight points for Tunde Yesufu with a chance to make it 5.
And that's a great thing about Yesufu is he's never stagnant. He's never standing around. That time he saw the pass to Ratai at the free throw line. He was at the wing, just cut back door as hard as he could to the basket and made himself a target. Was able to get the pass, lay it in, draw the foul, and complete. No, missed the 3-point play opportunity.
In and out, but that was encouraging. It was really the first time you saw synergy from Baylor offensively.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, one of the rare looks at a layup. Didn't go, but at least it was the right look.
Christensen runs into trouble with Ratai and gets it back to always right. That's his name. Right side, Christensen controls. At the 15-foot mark, he finds a cutting right. His first 2 points of the night extend the lead to 4.
You know, and defensively, that's where the Bears have been vulnerable this season. We said against Indiana, Hoosiers cut them up, going backdoor, relieving the pressure on the perimeter by backdoor cuts. Great example there from UTRGV.
Baylor 1-1 in the exhibition season, beating Grand Canyon and losing to Indiana. Right there, Carr rattles home a jumper, trimming the lead to a deuce. 7:17 left in the first half. UTRGV clinging to a 2-point advantage. 3-point miss. Here comes Isaac Williams with the Pistons always pumping. Carr hoists another 3. Wide right, but Yesufu almost grabs another board. And it looks like the Vaqueros touched it last, Pat?
I didn't see it from here. It's about, it's a ways away. So.
Baylor basketball when we come back. We've got a timeout on the floor. We will step aside here on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Len
Hey.
and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip hop could be hop hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Media timeout, 28-26, but Baylor is fighting back. Just want to remind Baylor fans that this basketball season, you can make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it is the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. All right, Pat, what have you seen so far?
Well, you know, a team that looks explosive at times and then lost as a goose at others, you know, on the defensive side of the floor. And I really, you know, I think you mentioned it's growing pains, but I want to say, too, Gahil Fennell at UTRGV is an up-and-coming coach in college basketball. New member to the Southwest Conference a year ago, won their final two games to finish with a winning record for the first time since 2019. He's figured out a way to win. He's figured out how to get players down there by playing a style that they really want to play. But I think a lot of the strategy and the scheming that Baylor was doing when they were down 12, as many as 14 points in the first half, was on the defensive side of the floor because the Caros had seen something Baylor was vulnerable to, and I think primarily it was the backdoor cuts. And you look up, a couple of threes later, and 3 or 4 layups in a row. It's a 14-point win. So I think it's just that, but it's just figuring out what the half-court offense sets are designed to produce for them. I think they have settled an awful lot for threes. You know, make the defense guard you, and see what the offensive sets can produce for you.
19 on the shot clock. Agbum off balance free. Right on cue, Pat, was way off. And air ball. So Baylor on a 14-2 run over the last 4 minutes. But UTRGV with the lead and the basketball, 28-26, 6:50 left here in the first half. Pete Souza filling in for John Morris. He's on the TV side tonight, alongside the Hall of Famer Pat Nunley. We are running from Foster Pavilion. The regular season is underway, and right now there's a little bit of tension. Caden Powell with his first rejection of the season, though, stops it.
Yeah, that's textbook defense in the low post by Caden Powell.
Right side, Williams controls. Carr whips it to Agbum. Agbum into traffic. Fallaway's no good. Tunde Yesufu seemingly dropping from the rafters for the rebound. Back up and in. Second offensive board and converting a shot today, Alfred.
That's right. When the ball's not going in for you otherwise, you've got to find a way to score. And it's for him, get to the offensive glass and get second chance points. But that play, Pete, it's kind of what I was talking about at the opening of the broadcast. He makes plays that really nobody else on the floor can make athletically. Good example there. Not only did he pull the rebound down cleanly, I was even surprised he could get to it. And then he has the presence to be able to go back up and get one in. We're tied at 28 after the Bears trailed by 14 points at the 11-14 mark.
It is a 16-2 Baylor run. Coach Fennell for UTRGV calling a 30-second timeout, trying to slow things down. A little more on Fennell. This dude was selling medical sales devices, and he said, hey, he was living in Oakland, and he played college basketball at the Redlands in California, and he said, hey, I'm going to try to be the JV coach at a high school in Oakland. Gets the JV job. The head coach of the the varsity team doesn't pass his background check. So then Fennell is the head coach there, and all of a sudden he is thrust now onto that basketball conveyor belt.
Yep.
You know, kind of feeling that addiction, and there he goes. You know, stops in Texas, stops at Louisville, was at BYU, so he's been in this building coaching in the Big 12. In Baylor's first actual Big 12 game in this arena, Fennell was an assistant for Mark Pope at BYU, but now here he is, and this team is supercharged tonight, UTRGV is.
Yeah, and now he's in the Southland Conference behind McNeese and Stephen F. Austin at times. Has really drawn a spotlight on that league, so you can win and win big in the tournament out of the Southland.
Euro step to the basket is made by Cotton. Ball kicks away from him, out of bounds. Last touched by UTRGV, so it's Baylor basketball.
Bears need a possession here, and again, the three is a part of their offense, always will be. They like to shoot them, they're good at it, but that ball has just got to touch the paint. You can hear Coach Drew talking about that in the huddles during a timeout.
Carr controls right wing. Top of the key for Williams. Foul off the ball. Looks like they got Caden Powell.
You know, if you're going to play that spot at Baylor, you've got to be an elite screener. You think of Thamba, you think of Ojanwina, some of those other guys that have played that spot. You're going to be screening a lot because a lot of the Baylor offense starts on a ball screen, and he's usually the guy, that position is the person that's setting the screen.
Second foul of the night on Powell. The Vaqueros with the basketball. Clean look at a three from Dixon, nails it. Coming up on 5 minutes left here in the first half. 3-point advantage for the Vaqueros, 31-28. Carr, top of the key, draws a double team. By the time he lost the ball, there were 3 defenders, but he's fouled.
Well, that's a guy that can just score. Carr can. He's got 10 points in the game now, but he's got a great 3-level game. He can make threes. He gets the ball. He's got a nice mid-range jumper. Saw example of it there. And then he's explosive enough to get to the rim. But he just knows how to get the ball in the basket. And at 6'6", he's another guy that's a freaky athlete. Can do an awful lot. Good free throw shooter. See if he can get this one down here.
Baylor in the bonus, so Carr with an opportunity. Misses his first. It's a 2-shot foul. Excuse me, a shooting foul. So the transfer from Tennessee has one more coming. Bears 3 of 7 from the free throw line tonight. 4 of 8, 50%. Of course, you want to see that improve. The lead is trimmed to 2, 31-29, 5 minutes left here in the first half. Agua controls. Right, top of the key, working on Yesufu now. Back door, Agua finishes.
You know, they really do that well. I'm talking about the Vaqueros. They play a little 2-man game. It's a ball screen, and then it's a quick slip. And the defense on that, Ratai, was really slow. His guy set the screen and then slipped to the basket. Ratai was a couple of steps slow.
Williams double clutches the pass and had it taken away, but Baylor gets it right back. Carr crosses half court. Tried to get it underneath to Ratai, was knocked away. Back and forth we go. And looks like we got an offensive foul, and we do. Cotton just a little too out of control as Carr hits the deck.
Yeah, really nice play by Carr in the open floor. That's not easy to do. Pedaling backwards and able to maintain position defensively and draw the charge. But that's back-to-back turnovers by the Bears. They dodge a bullet. Both of those were live ball turnovers, but UTRGV with nothing to show on either one.
Baylor has turned it over 6 times tonight. UTRGV has turned it over 5. Ratai now will play maestro as he takes it across half court. The Oregon State transfer meets early pressure and drops it off for Agdam. Obi Agdam hands it off to Skillings, who spins inside the lane for 2. And that's the type of play we saw so often in this building when he was a member of the Cincinnati Bearcats.
That's right. That's only his second shot of the game. First one wouldn't go, but he's just very selective, and I think he defers to guys like Carr who have a hot hand.
Three-point attempt for UTRGV is way off. Kicks out of bounds, Baylor basketball. We've got a timeout on the floor. We will step aside. Right now, Baylor trails by 2. UTRGV 33, Baylor 31. 3:41 left here in the first half.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to Baylor
Hold on.
Basketball on the Baylor Sports.
That's okay. No problem.
Work.
UTRGV. It has been a game of runs. Pete Souza alongside the Hall of Famer Pat Nunley. UTRGV began the game on a 9-0 run, then Baylor answered back an 11-0 run of their own. Then the Vaqueros grabbed the reins again, go on a 17-1 run, and then Baylor on a 12-0 run of their own. It has really been flurry after flurry, and now Baylor trails by 2. And thanks in part that Baylor's that close to Agbum and Carr. They combined for 20 points on 7 of 14 shooting tonight, Pat.
Yeah, and thank goodness for them. And those points can come from a number of different places, and I think Skillings has deferred to Carr at that spot, as has Ratai, because he's the guy that's going to score points for them tonight. But I think UTRGV has been really efficient offensively. They're never out of control. They're 13 of 24 from the floor. They made 4 of 9 threes. They're not turning it over excessively. And with that, they're giving themselves not only a chance to win, they're up by 2 with 3:42 to go in the first half. I'm really impressed with this team in the first, 17 minutes of the ball game.
They have played very, very well. And, you look at their coach, Coach Fennell, has done a tremendous job getting them ready to take on Baylor. And we talk about all the new members of Baylor's team, right? There is a little more cohesion going on for the Vaqueros right now than there is for Baylor as the Bears try to work their way through that.
Yeah, very much so. But they've got the guys to do it. And I think one of the reasons that they are as close as they are is they've out-rebounded the Vaqueros 19-11. 8 of those rebounds are offensive rebounds for the Bears. That has been a staple for Baylor basketball for a long, long time. Offensive rebounding efficiency. I think Coach Drew would like more to show for those rebounds than just 6-second chance points, but at least they're getting opportunities. That's always helpful when the ball otherwise is having a hard time going in the hole.
Agbum, who's put it in the hole several times tonight, controls. Moves it to Skillings. Skillings just outside the top of the key, whips it to Carr. Carr, the Tennessee transfer, got it! And he's fouled. Off the window he goes. Kid has only played 18 games in the past 2 years playing at Tennessee. Transferred over to Baylor. Boy, he's playing like he's been waiting to play for a long time. 13 points already tonight.
Yeah, and with him, you just give him a screen to give him a head start. He took a double team, and by the way, he didn't mind a double team. In fact, I think he's inviting a double team so he could finish at the rim, have a chance for a three-point play. This guy is dynamic. He is explosive, and one of the best athletes right there with Yesufu on the team.
Baylor has led tonight only for 8 seconds. And Carr makes the free throw and puts them ahead again, 34-33. Bears have made their last 3 field goal attempts. Crowd starting to feel it tonight. Really haven't had much of an opportunity to play a role in this game. Foul underneath. It'll be on Obi Agnew. 6-team foul for Baylor tonight. And for Agnew, it's his second.
One thing the Vaqueros are doing well is making Baylor guard them. Make them guard their stuff and pay for the pressure. There's a lot of pressure because the Bears have the athletes to do it on the perimeter. But what UTRGV has done repeatedly is relieve that pressure by cutting back door. And they've got 5 or 6 layups as a result of that.
Skillings. Oh, he just lost McGee, who darted to the hole, found an open Vaquero for 2. 35-34, UTRGV coming into Foster Pavilion tonight, meaning business. The freshman sensation, Tunde Yesufu, has it stripped away, but Agbum takes it right back at half court, goes to Skillings, who floats to 2 after a goaltend is called.
Another bucket in the open floor, that time off of a turnover. Agbum saw the opportunity, retrieved the ball, kicked it up the floor very quickly to Skillings, and Skillings, after having been quiet better part of the first half, has stringed a couple of buckets together.
4 points for Skillings, 2 of 3 from the floor. Right controls, top of the key, working on Ratai, finds some daylight, darts to the corner, and travels.
Great defense by Ratai, 6'8", about 225 pounds, and he's guarding a guy, he's guarding the point guard, always right for the Vaqueros, and just did a great job keeping him in front, staying between the guy with the ball and the basket, and he forces the turnover.
Cam Carr controls with a career high already, 14 points. Tried to get it to Agbum, taken away by McGee, who puts it high off the glass over the outstretched arm of Carr. 2 points for UTRGV. They take the lead back, 37-36.
That's 8 turnovers, and again, the goal in every game is 11 or fewer turnovers. Bears on a pace to get a lot more than that in this game.
Baylor has made 4 of their last 4 field goal attempts. Michael Ratai's 3 try makes it 5 of 5.
On the dribble drive from Agbum. That's a great play to just drag the defense away from Ratai, and it was just catch and shoot for Ratai to get the lead back to the Bears.
90 seconds left here in the first half. Baylor up 2. They have led for all of a minute tonight. The upset-minded Vaqueros with the basketball. Shot clock at 9. McGee whips it to the corner. An ugly 3 is put up. Ricks is off the mark, and here comes Baylor. Chance to extend the 2-point advantage. Skillings likes what he sees. Probes, searches to the hole. Off the glass and good.
We said before the game, Pete, that's where the juice of this team is. You got 3 guys there, Ratai, Carr, and Skillings, who can each do that. Really hard to guard when they've got their ears pinned back.
Bears have hit 6 straight from the field. The lead is 4. 45 seconds left in the first half. Ball kicks out of bounds. Last touch by Baylor. It'll stay here with 12 on the shot clock.
It's a good way to finish the half. And a lot of coaches will tell you last 3 minutes of the first half, first 3 minutes of the second are some of the most important segments of the game. Bears are going to, despite having gone down 14 at halftime, still have 42 seconds to play, but you get the feeling, Pete, that the momentum anyway has been regained by Baylor.
Dixon set to inbound. Facing menacing pressure from Ratai, somehow gets it into Christensen, taken away by Tunde Yesufu. Could be showtime. Yesufu glides to the basket, off the glass, and good. Baylor has made 7 straight field goals. That right there was their 9th turnover they've generated.
Again, this is a guy that's not shooting the ball well. He's 4 of 10, started 0 for 6. He's got 8 points in the first half just because he's so active.
Game clock at 15, shot clock at 12. Right. From the arc, drops it off. Christensen's long 3 is no good. Skillings rips the board. Ahead for Yesufu. Launches a three. Got it! No better way to end the half. And the freshman pounds his chest and says, "This is my house." Baylor will head to the locker room on a 10-0 run, leading by 9.
You know, he's just got the ability to score in bunches. Talked a minute ago about his really, really rough start. But at the 7:01 mark, think about this, Pete. At the 7:01 media timeout break, Yesufu had not scored in the ball game. He's got 11 now. And got 5 of those in under the last minute of the first half. It's a guy that does a lot, and he does it quickly.
Well, I know you used to call VJ Edgecombe that lit stick of dynamite.
Right.
We're not quite yet there, but Tunde Yesufu has certainly shown us some electric play in the first half. A 12-2 run Baylor finishes the half on, and they lead by 9. We will step aside and bring you the Bluebonnet Health Services halftime report when we return. But here at halftime at Foster Pavilion, it is Baylor 46, UTRGV 37.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve.
All right, if you guys can give me a legal ID sometime right after we come back.
And its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue.
I'm going to move these spots around and get us back on track.
Prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor men's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Now, it's time for the Bluebonnet Health Services halftime show. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Bluebonnet Health Services. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and urgent care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up. On the Baylor Sports Media Network.
And Pete Souza alongside the Hall of Famer Pat Nunley. And in the first half, Baylor surging back. And if you're UTRGV and you're in the locker room right now at Foster Pavilion, you're thinking, man, life comes at you fast. And it came at you there over a 12-2 run, or via a 12-2 run, over the final 2:40 of the first half. We got to see a lot of different things from Baylor so far in that first half, but we saw Tunde Yesufu finish with 11 points, drilling his first 3 of the night, sending us to break. And how about Carr? 14 points for him, 5 of 8 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. And you can't forget about Obi Agbam, 3 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 6 from 3. He's got 9 points, Pat.
Yeah, and he's got 3 assists to go along with that. Bears have 9 assists. They do have 8 turnovers, and that's still positive, but that's a lot. That's more than the Baylor coaching staff can really live with. But, you know, take a guy like Dan Skillings, who took just 4 shots in the first half, made 3 of those. He's got 6 points, and he's got 5 rebounds in the first half. That's a big difference. Kind of expected it would be in this game. Baylor's out-rebounded the Vaqueros by 10, 21-11. 8 of those for the Bears, offensive rebounds. Only 6 second chance points to show for that. But still, at a minimum, what that does is give those offensive rebounds, give you more cracks at the bucket. Bears have taken 7 more shots than has UTRGV in the first half.
And that pacing really, you mentioned it, has helped Baylor. 15 fast break points for the Bears, just 2 for the Vaqueros. At halftime, UTRGV shooting 54%, and Baylor, again, ending on a hot streak, flirting with 49 or 50% at 49%. I think if there's one thing that Baylor really needs to show us in the second half, Pat, is to play better defense.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, the goal, again, we talk about 11 turnovers and all that. Another goal is 38% shooting for the opponent or less. And right now they're not anywhere close to that. That's 53.6%. That's just it's a work in progress, but they have not been able to, in this game, get stops when they needed to. What they were able to do is explode and separate with offense and with second chance points and offensive rebounds. Really haven't contained what is a very well-coached, very offensively efficient offense for the Vaqueros. So I think you give them more credit than you fault Baylor's defense. This has been a really good offensive team.
Well, and the Vaqueros shooting 4 of 11 from 3. They came out lights out. Brankovic scored their first 7 points of the game, and that advantage early on ended up being 9-0 right out of the gate. But Baylor fought back, and there were times when you thought maybe they're shooting too many bad threes, but you look at halftime, they're 7 of 18, almost 40%.
Yeah, that's right. And another big difference in bench play, UTRGV, 21 bench points. Bears got 1 bench point in the first half. Now, that just speaks, I think, more to UTRGV. Bears are going to get points from the bench, not really worried about that. But that's a big difference, and what that tells you is they're playing a lot of guys who can play at a high level, and with that, they can continue to apply the pressure it's going to take to have a chance to win this game.
All right, let's pause right now for our station identification.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KR.
Thank you, gentlemen.
K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
Back here at Foster Pavilion, it's been an adventure so far. We're going to step aside and take a break on the Baylor Sports Radio Network. At halftime right now, Baylor leads by 9, 46-37. Again, we will take a quick break and be back with more from halftime on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to
We're now back on track on the format.
bears.com/.
This is the last break in the halftime, then there'll be the close.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
You've been listening to the Bluebonnet Health Services Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Bluebonnet Health Services, Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now.
No, this is it. And I just realized I'm kind of ahead. I'm ahead now for you guys, but I hope that'll work. But we don't need any more for halftime.
John Morris, live from.
So it's all yours.
You, the second half action and more, all coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bob Baker having our engineering duties tonight. John Morris across the way doing TV for tonight's game that features UT, Rio Grande Valley, and the Baylor Bears. Baylor leads this one 46-37. Pete and I talked a good bit about the ebbs and flows of the first half, some of the highlights. We'll now walk you through the individual scoring and maybe some of the other individual numbers here in the first half, just a few minutes before the start of the second. Bears got double-digit scoring from a couple of different players. Cameron Carr led the way with 14. Tunde Yesufu lit it up in the last, 3 or 4 minutes of the first half. Finished the first half with 14. It's the guy who started the game missing his first 6 shots. And at the 7-minute break, I went back and checked. With 7 minutes left in the first half, he had 4. Scores 10 in the balance of the half. And, I mean, just with the snap of your finger. And he's got those 14 at halftime. 9 points for Obi Agbem. In the first half, he had 3 assists to go along with his points as well. A couple of rebounds for him. Dan Skilling with 6 and 5. Took just 4 shots in the first half, but really did the heavy lifting otherwise. Didn't have to score as much because his backcourt mate Cameron Carr was feeling it. Michael Ratai had 5 points in the first half. Kind of interesting. Carr and Ratai drew 7 fouls between them, 4 for Ratai and Carr with 3. Got them both to the free throw line, where the Bears are just 5 of 9 in the first half. So some work to do there. 5 points for Ratai, just mentioned that, and then 1 point for Isaac Williams. He went 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Bears lead the battle of the backboards 21-11. Heavy advantage for the Bears on the glass. Some of the other scoring for the Vaqueros, Philip Brankovic had 7 points in the first half. Bucket for Always Right. Corey Carton with 4. I mean, I'm just going through this like 9 or 10 players. 21 points from the UTRGV bench in the first half. So a lot of guys got the action. 8 points for Zay Blake. And just a number of other guys with 5 and 2 and 4. Point is, a lot of guys in the action. A lot of guys played meaningful minutes in the first half. In fact, only one player played more than 15 minutes in the first half. That's Always Right. Bears had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players get 15 minutes or more in the first. Thus the bench point disparity in the first half. Shooting percentage, we'll refresh your memory on that. Bears shot it well, 48.6%. They made 7 of 18 from the three-point line. UTRGV, 54% from the floor. They made 4 of 11 from the three-point line and 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Bears turned it over 8 times, a little excessive. 8 turnovers for the Vaqueros. I mean, according to Coach Drew anyway, that's a lot. You do that in the second half, you're sniffing 20, and that's not good. 9 assists for each team in the first half as well. Each team with points off turnovers. RGV, I should say, 9 points off of Baylor's 8 turnovers. Baylor with 10 points off of the Vaqueros, 8 turnovers as well. Points in the paint, even at 18. Fast break points favored the Bears heavily, 15-2. And Pete, coming off of these stats, that to me is a big number. That's where the Bears were able to separate, I thought, getting the ball in the open floor, off turnovers, defensive rebounds, whatever, spreading the floor and making it a 94-foot game.
Second half coming up right now, 46-37. Baylor leads at halftime. When we come back, we're going to have all the second half action. And I also want to dig into Pat Nunley. I want to find out what you think about Cameron Carr, because I got 2 text messages at halftime that said this guy is the truth. He's
the truth.
He's our guy. So far, so good for Cameron Carr. No question about that. We'll step aside, be back with the second half action here on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
If you're stuck in a high auto loan rate, it's time to call an Audible.
Hi, I'm Joe Betsy Tyler with First Central. When it comes to your auto loan, you don't have to stay in a bad formation. Call the right play. Refinance with First Central and get a lower rate, fast approvals, and a team that knows how to win local.
Visit firstcentralcu.com and apply today.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Second half action just beginning as we come back from break. Baylor up 9, 46-37 with the basketball. Michael Ratai activates. Down on the block, picks up his dribble. Drops it off for Tunde Yesufu, who ended the half with a three-point shot and starts off the second half with the floater from the baseline.
That's right. I mean, there's just no defense for that. Along the baseline, he was closely guarded, but was able to find a way to get it off. I mean, you don't even know how he's able to do that once he gets himself in position to score. Quickly, though, at the other end, UTRGV with an answer.
Yeah, McGee answers, and Agbim goes hard at the hole with the ball for Baylor and is fouled by Wright. He'll have an opportunity to make 2 free throws.
You get the feeling, Pete, this team has found a groove offensively. You know, they were really stagnant to start. Couldn't buy a bucket, and we're lucky to be down just 14. We're able to make that run at the end of the half. But finally, with a little bit of rhythm. And when you're getting to the line, you know that ball's touching the paint. To me, to start the ball game, that was the biggest deficiency. No paint touches either on the dribble or the pass. Now they're starting to do that.
That's a great point. Yesufu's basket was in the lane, and now we see 2 free throws courtesy of action in the paint again. Agbim extends the lead to 10. Wright takes it across half court where he's met by Yesufu, who means business. Wright moves to his left, puts it in reverse now. No other Vaquero has touched the ball yet on this possession. Shot clock at 10. Cotton to the hole, around and out. Nice defense by Skillings. And the ball is loose before Yesufu picks it up and darts across half court. Skillings to Carr. Carr, 3-try. Off the mark, no good. Michael Ratai is handsy, knocked the ball away, but the Vaqueros grab it.
And that's a really good look. That's early in the possession, but when you made 2 out of 3 threes, you got the green light.
Brankovic nets his first 2 points since early in the game. He now has 9, and the lead is trimmed back to 9.
Yeah, it seemed like a long time ago. He had the first 7 of the game. Looked like Luka.
The Serbian native. has cooled off, but those 2 points give him 9. Yesufu pump fakes in the corner. Ratai now controls, top of the key, backdoor, Tunde, good look, finishes.
Nice pass from Ratai, top of the key. Coach Drew calls him sometimes a point forward because he sees the floor so well.
Wright controls now after a scrum, poke the ball away, out to half court. Left side, he goes to Christensen. Christensen drops it off on the block. Nice pass by Brankovic. Cross court to Wright for an open three. He misses. Yesufu gathers the rebound. Vaqueros had their first offensive board at 18:30 left in the first half. Excuse me, second half, as we see a corner three from Baylor.
Yeah, from Agbin. It's really good to see him letting it fly. He really struggled in the 2 exhibition games to get the ball in the hole, but that bucket gets him to 14 on the game. That was a leading scorer in the tournament in the World University Games in Germany earlier this summer.
Agbam and Carr both with 14. Yesufu with 15. Wright, strong to the hole, is fouled by Skillings. 14-point advantage right now for Baylor. Second foul on Skillings, and Caden Powell emerges from the bench.
Powell gives them a little bit of length. Really counted on more length than they've had thus far this season with Bodo out with an injury. Needed some rim protection, and we're going to have that with Bodo anyway, but bringing Powell in at 6'10", more of a defender. They're really not looking for him to score in the low post, but got to have some rim protection, and without Bodo, kind of hard to come by. He's really, cupboard's bare if you take Powell to the bench.
First missed free throw of the night there from Wright. He makes 1 of 2. The lead is 13 for Baylor. Carr whips it across court. Yesufu activates, loses the handle. Powell gathers it and finds Skillings, who takes the baseline to a thunder dunk.
I mean, think of the plays we have seen from that 3 and 4 spot. You've seen plays from Carr, that one from Skillings. You've seen a couple from Ratai. Said before the game started, that's where the juice is on this team.
Yeah, Skillings, no stranger to success.
Conference player this year, and he's got a long way left to go.
When you mention his explosiveness, look no further than the apple falling really close to the tree. His father played 6 years in the NBA. Actually finished second in the dunk contest to Kobe Bryant in 1997. He is now a college coach at Drury University, but Carr's got it in his DNA.
Yeah, he does.
Hits both free throws.
And he's just a scorer. Guys that just know how to get the ball in the bucket a variety of different ways.
17-point Baylor advantage. The pressure is extended. Wright breaks it across the timeline and drops it off for Christensen. His three is no good. Skillings skies for the rebound, keeps it in bound. Here comes Carr. Like a lightning bolt across half court. Drops it off. The lob for Powell.
Nice.
Rams it home.
I mean, Carr's doing everything. And what he's doing, I mean, it is pedal to the metal. On the dribble, up the floor, putting pressure on the defense. They became aware of him, came up, sucked him up from the baseline. Powell was wide open.
Crowd really getting into it. Wright controls. Left side, Christensen, another look at a three. Line drive goes down for him. 61-45, 16-point advantage for Baylor. Bears with the basketball have made their last 4 field goal attempts.
Kind of hard to believe in this game. At the 11:41 mark in the first half, Baylor was down 14.
Hey, we saw it. Not hard to believe for us. It was scary. Agbim for 3. Around and out, but a foul under the basket. And it looks like the foul will be on Brankovic. But a timeout on the floor as we step aside. The Bears leading by 16, 61-45, 15-14 left here in the first half on the Baylor Sports Radio Network.
The Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on, and there's no one key to victory. You need strength. You need power. You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hey, Bears fans, this, of course, is basketball season, and we want you to make it a Pepsi basketball season. Make Pepsi your game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Pete Souza alongside the Hall of Famer Pat Nunley. J-Mo calling the TV duties tonight. And Baylor now leads by 16, 61-45. Cam Carr has been everything we had hoped and more so far. 16 points, 5 of 9 shooting, 2 of 4 from 3.
I think Yesufu's in that same category, but they play differently. Carr is just kind of free and easy, and Yesufu is just all over the floor.
Yeah,
but that's a nice combination.
Yeah, it's a great combination, and so far the two have complemented each other quite well tonight. You mentioned Yesufu. He's got 15 points. Carr with 16. Obi Agbum with 14 as well. And you have 8 points for Skillings. And so far in this second half, we're not even 5 minutes in. Baylor shooting 71% from the floor, 5 of 7 shooting. And they're set to inbound the ball from underneath the UTRGV basket. Caden Powell, nice play design out of the timeout. Could not finish off of a nice pass. Christensen tries another three. Off the mark, Skillings grabs the rebound with one hand and races across half court. Gets it back, will try a three. Dan Skillings bombs away, give him 11 points.
And you can tell again the pace of the game, and Baylor has created it, is open floor. That time, one pass up the floor, and then the trailer with the three, the trailer with Skillings. This is a 94-foot game. Bears not having to create a whole lot in the half court.
And it is a 19-point lead. Carr generates a turnover. Can he make it 21? He can. Hung in the air for what seemed like forever till he finished right in the middle of the lane. On the other end, a foul on the floor by Agbum. The lead now is 21. And how about Cam Carr? Absorbs the contact there and finishes. Made it look so easy, Pat.
Yeah, well, he's a scorer. Again, knew if the ball didn't go in, he was most likely going to be able to draw a foul and clean it up with free throws. But that's an NBA-type play. And he's made a number of those tonight.
It could have been a three-point play opportunity, really.
Yeah, for sure. Got everything but the call.
At the other end, free throws now for the Vaqueros. Dixon at the charity stripe. Hits his first, trimming the lead to 20 points.
Boy, this happened in a hurry, didn't it? I mean, think of the turnaround from the 11:41 mark, where Bears have dominated this game and are now at 19. We still have 14 and a half to play.
Well, and it was one of the first things you said to me when we started to talk about this team. You said they can score in a hurry. Williams draws attention in the lane and kicks it out for Agbum. Misses a three. Vaqueros go the other way. Washington goes top of the key. Left side, a three is rattled home from McGee.
That's her chance, always has been in this game, to make a bunch of threes. This team attempted more threes than any team in the country except one last year. So players are different, but the style of play is exactly the same.
Skillings misses a three for Baylor. UTRGV goes the other way before Cam Carr registers his second block of the season. And a three try from McGee as the ball kicked out to him is good. He's hit his last two. Lead is now 66-50 Baylor. 13:30 left in the first half. Second half checked out.
Yeah, UTRGV just bringing one kid in after another. I mean, they've played 11 players in the first half, maybe more.
Agbam fouled on the baseline, headed to the basket. Call is on the floor. And three Baylor Bears set to check into the basketball game. Michael Ratai, and Tunde Yesufu, and J.J. White.
Kind of nice you can play. I mean, there really are three true guards on the roster. But if you want to add another one, you put Yesufu there. In fact, I think they started him as a guard. But that's a guy that can play about anywhere he wants to play on the floor. Probably more of a 2 than a 1, but he's very comfortable on the perimeter.
J.J. White went to Ratai, who lost it, regains possession, and fires it to Williams, who was fouled. 11 seconds on the shot clock before the foul was made. 13:03 left in the second half. Baylor up 17.
You know, typically the strength of a Baylor team is its guard play, and I think not quite there yet. That's not really the part of this team that's a featured. That's not where most of their points are going to come from.
Williams,
those guys are getting there.
Hesitates and finds Yesufu, who finds the bottom of the net, his second three of the night.
Scores in bunches, and they've got 3 or 4 guys that can do that. And now with that bucket, Yesufu is up to 18 in the game.
And he started so very slow for Baylor. Oh, and a nice move made by Washington off the glass and in. The Vaqueros really just won't go away. Lead is at 14 now, 69-55.
Yeah, their chances to make a bunch of threes, and they've got the capability to do that. They shoot a lot of them.
And Williams knifes into the hole, into the lane, and is fouled. They'll shoot 2 free throws.
You know, we talked about paint touches in the first half. You want a paint touch? Isaac Williams will get you one. Every time you want one. Challenge with him is, again, the inability to make defenses pay for fouling him. He's a 50% free throw shooter. He's 1 for 2 tonight from the line. And a guy that is that athletic, at some point he's going to turn the corner. He's going to become a much better free throw shooter. He doesn't have to be 90%, but he ought to be 65 or 70. First one's good.
Makes his first one tonight. The Texas A&M Corpus Christi transfer, Oklahoma City native, has winning in his DNA, won 2 state titles in high school. Is 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Ratai grabbed the offensive board. It's knocked out of bounds, and it will stay here. (28) rebounds for Baylor to 17 for UTRGV, so they're playing to that size advantage.
They have been, really, from the get-go. And Baylor Staple, offensive rebounding. Bears they have 9 offensive rebounds, but just 6 second chance points. I think Scott would hope for more there. It's a team that has been, over the last 10 or 11 years under Coach Drew, top 20 typically in offensive rebounding percentage.
70-55, Baylor will inbound after the referees wanted to make sure it went out of bounds off the Vaqueros. It did. Boy, is Williams fast. He is a blur. Controls and goes to Ratai. Back to Williams. Tees up a 3, too strong, and a nice rebound from Zay Blaze. Blaze charging to the hole. Late whistle, and looks like we'll have a foul on Williams, as also we'll have immediate timeout. So an opportunity for the Vaqueros to cut into this lead, maybe trim it to 13. 2 free throws coming when we come.
I'll try to get it right. I'm like Tammy Wynette. I keep on trying till I get it right.
Service and care from Dr. Leanne Green. Dr. Leanne Green, alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences. Download the Baylor Sports app or register online today at BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
A lot of other Big 12 teams in action tonight. Houston with a commanding 19-point advantage over Iowa State, up by 30 on Fairleigh Dickinson. Kansas up by 40 against Green Bay. TCU trailing right now. New Orleans leads at 60-44. That game was in the second half. In Fort Worth, UCF with a 3-point lead over Hofstra. Utah right now, 28-23 over San Jose State. Colorado, 27. Montana State, 22. That game's still in the first half. And Arizona defeating the defending champ, Florida, 93-87.
Wow. You know, you just, in this day and age with roster turnover, it's kind of interesting. I saw of the projected starters for every team in the Big 12, 80 of them, 61 of them are at a new program. I'm not talking about our now starters. They were not in the program. 61 of the 80 projected starters were not even in the program. So, you know, you really don't know what you're going to get early season. You just have no idea.
And it's everywhere.
It's
everywhere. So it's not specific to Baylor, although it really does. If you're a member of the fan base, or you're you or I pulling for this team, calling these games, it feels unique to you, but it's really not.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Everybody's going through that, and so you just got a lot of coaching to do. And games like this are going to tell you a lot, but in terms of just what this team has, how good it will be, don't know until you really start playing the kind of competition you're going to see in the Big 12.
So Zay Blaze at the free throw line as we come back from break, nets his first free throw. And I always go back to it, and I started off the broadcast with it. Scott Drew is the guy at the head of the snake for this program, and that is great if you're a Baylor fan. A guy, remember, we were on the edge of our seat 2 summers ago. Is he going to leave? Is he going to go to Kentucky? Well, we've got him here. Feel good about that.
Yeah.
Nobody else I would rather to author this chapter in Baylor basketball history.
Yeah, well, what you have, even though you got an entirely new roster, is you got a track record of great coaching throughout the years. That's one thing you can count on.
Michael Ratai with the basketball. Baylor with the 13-point advantage turns it over. McGee moving quickly. He controls, goes to Blaze. Blaze high off the glass. Interference run by Carr, just enough to generate a miss. Carr into the forecourt, takes matters into his own hands and is fouled.
And if you're guarding him, and it's going to sound really easy, it's not, but if you're defending him, he's got the ball in the open floor, you've got to make him change directions about 25 feet from the basket, at least at the top of the key or at the three-point line, and nobody did that, and then you're in a position where you're back on your heels, he's at the rim, and you got to foul him. But like I said, easier said than done. This guy is a jet.
18 points, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He's got 2 coming right now. Bends his knees and sinks the first. Yeah, that was a vulnerable moment for Baylor. You have an opportunity there if you're UTRGV to trim the lead to 10 maybe. Yep. He took that ball away, went coast to coast, and is now has a chance to put one more point on the board for Baylor as they lead by 14.
Yeah, he's the one thing that the Vaqueros have not been able to match in this game.
Second free throw is good. The lead is 15 for Baylor. 11:15 left in the ball game. J.J. White picks up Washington at half court. McGee, left side. Brankovic controls now on the block, 14 on the shot clock. Over the shoulder pass. Zay Blaze, a three try, no good. Rebound by Carr. Here he comes out of the pack. Is fouled on the way to the basket.
He is, yep. This guy's a one-man fast break.
Woo, just
really
a crafty move, too.
Yeah, it is. And again, you just have got to make him change directions, because you're not going to win the battle if you let it occur at the rim. You're not going to win it against him. At the time, that's what they did, and he's going to end up shooting a couple of free throws.
Baylor attempted 9 free throws in the first half. After these 2 attempts, they will have attempted 10 in the second, are 7 of 8 in the second half shooting free throws. But it goes back to what you said, Pat. They are going downhill, getting the ball in the paint.
Yeah, no doubt. It's all about paint touches, and it's, I think the number that Coach Drew is shooting for is 70% of, out of 100 possessions, 70 of those need to involve a paint touch. And then the other 30, it's a paint touch with a pass out of the paint. He calls them P2s. But it's everything. I mean, your offense is just going to run better. Doesn't mean you're not going to shoot threes, but they're going to come on passes from the lane.
And they're going to be more open threes.
Right.
Carr makes 1 of 2, and the lead is 16 for Baylor. 10:45 left in the second half. Cotton controls, right wing. Looks over White and drops it off for Brankovic, who is fouled. Fouls on Michael Ratai. His first of the game. Vaqueros will inbound. Brankovic, wide open off of a screen. Nice inbounds play for UTRGV. They trim the lead to 14.
He's a nice player. He really is at the first 7 of the game. And now he's got 11. 6'8", 265 pounds.
Missed by Baylor, 14-point advantage. At risk of being trimmed to 12, maybe 11. A nice move, taking the baseline to 2 is Blaze. Had a mismatch and took advantage.
You know, I mean, he just blew by Cameron Carr. Said earlier, if you don't get screened, you shouldn't be looking for help. And Carr was moved out, and like you said a couple times, Pete, it's a 12-point difference with 9:51 to play. Caro staying tough.
Carr from the corner launches a 3, and it falls. Hit every part of the rim before it went through the hoop. 24 points for Cam Carr in his debut at Baylor.
Yeah, and he's a guy keeping these 2 teams separated.
Baylor rebounds off of a miss. Skillings dribbles behind his back. The lead is 15. Ratai thinks about a 3, then darts to the hole. Somehow Brankovic gets a piece of it, and the Vaqueros go the other way. Left corner, it's Washington. Drops it off, and Blaze's 3 is no good. Rebound for J.J. White. 9 minutes left in the game. Baylor up 15. 3 try from White is off the mark.
Yeah, no paint touches there. And again, you can get a little overconfident. It's a 15-point deficit, 8:48 to play for UTRGV. But you need time off, and you need high-quality possessions. Time off the clock. Bears got neither their last trip up the floor.
Powell, Agbam, and Williams into the basketball game. White, Ratai, and Yesufu take a break. 8:42 left here in the ball game. Baylor up 76-61. Pete Souza with Pat Nunley. J-Mo doing the TV tonight. Aaron inbounds pass gets away from Brankovic. It'll be Baylor basketball.
It's kind of interesting now, 8:41 to play, 15-point lead. This is a chance. I mean, they're playing for real, obviously, first regular season game of the year. but it gives Coach Drew a chance to figure out late game situations. It's not crunch time yet, but still, who's on the floor, who's best in this situation, who do you want to open with, who do you want to close with, and all those things are just big question marks right now.
It is amazing the state and the changes in college basketball, but every coach having to adapt. And Baylor's offense had to adapt to some strong defense by UTRGV. Ball's knocked out of bounds, last touch by Baylor, UTRGV basketball.
Yeah, I think it was a kick by Williams. That result is the Vaqueros get it back. Got a little bit of time.
76-61 coming up on 8 minutes left here in the second half. Washington putting on a dribbling display. In the NIL era, you might think he's getting paid per dribble, but he's not.
If you can cut that deal.
Foul was called. So UTRGV will inbound underneath the Baylor basket. It'll be Cotton to pull the trigger. The Vaqueros haven't scored in over 2 minutes. And Baylor really hasn't taken advantage. And there you see, shot is sunk by McGee. He's now has 13 points, and the lead is now 13.
He's got 8 in the second half alone. They're staying, you know, the goal for the Vaqueros was stay within striking distance, get to 5 minutes or less with a chance to win, or a chance, again, to cut away a lead. Missed opportunity by the Bears. They get it back down 13, 7:33 to play.
Yeah, Skillings went hard to the hole, just missed the shot, and a turnover. Caden Powell was right there playing great defense, and Corey Cotton throws it away.
Yeah, terrific defense by Powell. What he did was stay on the floor, just be 6'10", long wingspan, get it up there, and make sure that you don't take a head and shoulder fake and take yourself out of the play. Tremendous play.
Timeout on the floor. Baylor up by 13, 7:27 left to play. You are listening to the Baylor Sports Media Network.
At Baylor Club, membership online.
All right.
Works from networking with an incredible.
You got it right.
Stunning spaces. But
you get the gold star.
Or to host your private event with us. Whether it's a wedding, corporate gala, or milestone celebration, our expert private events teams handle every detail with precision and warmth. Indulge in gourmet catering crafted by our executive chef and relax knowing your event will be unforgettable. Ready to join the club or just host in style? Call 254-710-8080.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
There's nothing like a Baylor home game, and First Central Credit Union wants to send you.
Hi, this is Jo Betsy Tyler with First Central. We're giving away a pair of Baylor football tickets for every home game this season. It's our way of celebrating the fans and families who make Central Texas great.
Enter now at firstcentralcu.com/football. One winner drawn each week.
First Central Credit Union. Everything we do for you.
No purchase necessary to enter.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
7:27 to be exact. Now, the last time these two teams met, January 6, 2004, at the Farrell Center, and UTRGV actually took Baylor down 55-54. That was an upset then. This would be an upset tonight, but Baylor still has some distance between themselves and the Vaqueros. The overall series meetings between these two schools, Baylor holding a 4-3 record. All 4 wins came in Waco.
Well, again, I think that's exactly what UTRGV was trying to do coming in. Stay close, keep the lead, in low double digits, which is where they are now. It's a 13-point deficit. 7:27 to play, and just give themselves a chance to win, to make a bunch of threes down the stretch. I thought they would shoot more threes than they have. This offense has been more balanced and more efficient than I really expected. And I got to tell you, I'm impressed with Rio Grande Valley tonight. I really am, particularly their second-year coach, who has given them the opportunity at 7.5 to play to be in it and have a chance to win this when good things have to happen, but they're there.
Yeah, Cahill Fennell done a tremendous job with this program in its second year at the helm for UTRGV. Coming over from BYU, where he was an assistant under Mark Pope. His team now down 13. Baylor with the basketball, and Cam Carr has been red hot. Knocks down a three off the dribble, give him 26 points.
You know, he elevates so well on his jump shot, and he's got a long wingspan. He's 6'5", almost 6'6". You're not going to block that shot. Little mid-range jumper off the dribble. Couple of power dribbles, and he was up in the air.
6'5", 181. Those are the measurables on Carr. Brankovic. Baby hook shot in the lane, no good. Agbum controls. Moves Christensen out of his shoes, basically. Finds Powell in the middle of the lane. He's looking for some of that post-up game. Fading away, draws a foul. Turned into an ugly situation offensively for Baylor, but Powell has bailed out.
It really did, and their coach is not happy for now. Can't say that I blame him. I mean, that whistle was really late. But Powell was in trouble in the lane, almost 3 seconds. And after the play, after he drew the foul, he was telling his guys on the perimeter, you got to relieve, you got to cut, get your hands up, make yourself a target.
And Powell sticks the first free throw. The lead is now 16 for Baylor. 6:39 left in the game. Another free throw coming for Powell. Give him 4 points tonight. 2 of 2 from the charity stripe officially.
Yeah, he's not going to provide big numbers, but he does a lot intangibly, particularly on the defensive end. He's a great communicator, great talker.
Wright controls, blows by Powell to the basket, tried to get it outside. He was looking for McGee, was knocked away by the quick hands of Carr.
Opportunity to close this game out, up by 17. Bears have struggled. They've given up big leads. Gave one up in Germany. They gave one up against Indiana in the exhibition game.
Oh, and finding a way, spinning to the hole is Cotton. He now has 6 points, and the lead is 15. 80-65, Baylor leads. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. Agbum controls, top of the key. Penetrates, picks up his dribble at the free throw line, but threads the needle to Skillings. Came off his hand weird, grabbed his own rebound. Second putback is off the mark, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, he's relentless on the glass. In fact, he's picked up a couple of rebounds in that one sequence. That ought to give him 9. There's 8. He deserves another one. So he's 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Again, just sort of quietly, not quietly, but he really hasn't been a focal point of the offense, but he's just so productive because he's relentless. He's everywhere.
Playing in his 101st college basketball game, a decorated career at Cincinnati. And a strong addition already to this Baylor basketball team. He's got 12 points tonight, 8 rebounds, and you mentioned it, coming up on another double-double.
Yep. That is a really nice lineup of 3s and 4s on this team. Carr, Skillings, Matai.
Yesufu, the shooting guard with the offensive board up and in.
Another offensive rebound and putback for him. Just so quick to the ball, and he's big and strong. When he gets both hands on it, you're not going to take it from him.
We've seen glimpses of what he can do tonight. Offensive foul is called on Cotton, who was out of control. Nice work by Caden Powell again.
Yeah, he's been a really nice addition along the baseline defensively. Not going to score a whole lot, but he anchors the defense. a little bit of rim protection. As I said a minute ago, great communicator along the baseline. And that play that he just made is hard to do. It gets the ball back to his team, who can almost get the door shut here with a couple of big possessions.
18-point advantage, Caden Powell. You really won't see it in the box score, but he has had an impact tonight. Williams strong to the hole, and Powell again scrambling for an offensive board, and it looks like we've got a loose ball foul, and this is called on Blaze. Check that, they get Cotton with the foul, that's his fourth. And Powell is at the free throw line with a one-on-one opportunity.
It's a guy that struggled with foul trouble in Germany and played a lot of minutes, but was always sort of flirting with foul trouble. He's done a really good job last two exhibition games and tonight, being really physical, not taking anything off of his game, but staying out of foul trouble. He's got 2 personal fouls. They're going to need him. They need quality minutes from him this season.
Well, and he's been consistent.
Yep.
Played in all 32 games last year at Rice. Had a nice presence early on in his career at Wyoming. Knocks down 2 free throws. And the lead now is extended 85-65 for Baylor. 5:15 left. Christensen controls. Deposits to the right corner. Dickinson spins out of it. Top of the key. Strong to the hole went Gomez. He's just into the basketball game and is denied. Ratai grabs the board and is fouled. So another free throw opportunity coming up for Baylor.
Yeah, Bears starting to rack those up. Huge free throw shooting differential. 25 free throws attempted for Baylor, just 9 for the Vaqueros. Rio Grande has made 8 of those 9, but the Bears have gotten there and have been really good. That's 72% shooting. And I think that's going to be a vital part of Baylor's offense this season, the ability to draw fouls. And they've drawn, Carr, Ratai, all those guys really know how to get to the line. In fact, tonight, Cameron Carr has drawn 6 fouls.
Michael Ratai. You feel the hush over the gym. Misses both free throws. Can't take advantage. Lead stays at 20. Right side. Brankovic was wide open and drills the 3.
You know, that's a guy that you think, after you've seen him do that, scored the first 7 of the game, that's his 14th point, you'd go out there and guard him. But he's deceptive. Shot doesn't look that great leaving his hand, but he's only missed a couple of 3 attempts.
Yesufu to the basket, offensive foul. 20 points for Tunde Yesufu. Maybe reaching a little there, and is called for the foul. Skillings and Carr check into the game for Baylor now.
Yesufu is one of those guys that at the end of the game, you look at the box and he scored 22 and you think, now how did he do that? I mean, he's just, the offense doesn't run through him, but he's one of those guys that is so active, great on the offensive glass, gets to the free throw line. He's got a sneaky 20 in this game with 4.5 to play.
And Carr with 26. Last time Baylor had 2 guys score 20 points, it was VJ Edgecombe and Rob Wright against BYU last January, or I guess this January. Carr, long 3, off the heel, no good.
That's a no-pass jumper, and from Coach Drew's perspective, that's a no-no unless you've got 26 points and you made 3 of 6 threes.
Here's a 3 coming from UTRGV. Gomez drills it. His first bucket of the game trims the lead now to 14. Inside of 4 minutes. Ratai controls, left of the circle, hands it off to Yesufu, who goes right back to him after drawing what seemed like 3 defenders. Wide open 3, Ratai is off the mark, gets the ball back and is fouled. Michael Ratai shooting 2 free throws. We got a media timeout coming up, but Baylor is up by 14. 85-71, 3:23 left in this one. It has been a roller coaster ride so far from Foster Pavilion. We go to break, by the way, with UTRGV on a 6-0 run on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamic.
We need an ID somewhere after this break.
From contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state.
Man, that band is loud.
Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn.
We need an ID somewhere after this break.
Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event is on. And
okay.
One key to
Thanks to the band for stopping when they did.
You need agility. You need a team that shows up ready to win. And Toyota Trucks, yeah, they bring the full roster. The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are built for it all. With available bed-mounted power outlets, massive towing capability, and a cabin fit for your crew, Toyota Tundra and Tacoma don't just show up to game day, they dominate it. Kick off the season with big savings during the Toyota Trucks Game Day sales event. But hurry, these deals won't last forever.
Toyota is a proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Wear green, haul gold in a new Tundra or Tacoma. Built to take you wherever the road leads, on game day and beyond. Visit your local Toyota dealer today.
Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at toyota.com for feature availability.
You're listening to Baylor Men's Basketball. Baylor Men's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor up 14, 3 minutes and 24 seconds left. Pete Souza alongside the Hall of Famer Pat Nunley. Pat, Baylor felt like they had the opportunity to slam the door shut, up by 18, then up by 20, but really have not been able to do it yet.
No, and to me, Pete, it was sort of wasted possessions. You know, last time down the floor, or maybe a couple of trips ago for the Bears, Cameron Carr came up the floor, a no-pass jumper, a three. You know, when the guy's got 26 points, he's got the green light. But you need time off the clock, and you need to finish that possession with an opportunity to score. And because of that, just wasted possessions, 3.5 to play. You're up by just 14. That's not a real comfortable lead with 3.5 to play.
And coming up on 9 o'clock Central Time, we will take a moment now for our station identification.
From the Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Studios, this is KRZI, K222DC Waco, K265DV Temple, ESPN Central Texas.
85-71. Baylor with the 14-point advantage, and the upcoming Baylor schedule on Sunday be a huge one. They take on the Washington Huskies at home, then Tarleton State at home, then they got Creighton, St. John's on the 25th of November, and Sacramento State on December 2nd. But a tough schedule coming up.
Tough schedule, but I think, well, every year that's how Coach Drew draws it up. I mean, you've got to play the best. In fact, I was looking at last year's schedule. I don't think the Bears go to the NCAA tournament had they not beaten St. John's in, what was that, November? Maybe December? Well, it was November. It was in the Bahamas. So you've got to go play the kind of teams you're going to have to be to get where you want to get in the Big 12.
I remember that. You came back with that glowing tan. You look pretty good. Those preseason tournaments, they suit you well.
Well, you know, when they're in the Bahamas, I'm not wasting that opportunity, nor is my wife.
Michael Ratai, by the way, misses 2 free throws. So Baylor's free throw shooting woes have picked up here late in the second half. And a foul on Ratai.
See, that's what I'm talking about, Pete. The gate is just, I mean, their door is not closed. Have an opportunity to get the lead up to 16 with a couple of free throws, can't do it. You know, just quick possessions where, not really, possessions that don't fit the situation of the game. We've seen that happen 3 or 4 times here down the stretch. They're still in good shape, but when you see the Vaqueros team run to their bench, they are jazzed up. I mean, they are fired up. They like their chances. They love where they are right now.
85-71. Crowd is still here. especially the student section, a raucous environment right behind us here at the scores table at Foster Pavilion. And we have a timeout now, and the timeout was taken by UTRGV. We've already had our TV timeout here, under 4 minutes, so this is a full timeout taken by UTRGV.
Yeah, I think they called the timeout to, there was a scramble for a loose ball over there. They picked it up, guy was gonna fall out of bounds, called timeout. And I think Coach Fennell said, well, let's just go ahead and take a full one here.
What do you look for Baylor down the stretch now in this last 3 minutes and 18 seconds?
Just continue the defense that they played the second half, which has really been pretty good. Rio Grande with 34 points in the second half, but it's not been as easy in the second as it was in the first. And then I think it's high quality possessions. Make Rio Grande guard you, get to the free throw line, make your free throws, but I think it's more than anything, time off the clock. Make your possessions fit the situations that you're in. And with the Bears' ability to get to the offensive glass, they've dominated the glass in this game. You can extend possessions, get the shot clock down, get the ball up in the air, hopefully get a foul. If not, get to the offensive glass and stay on your offensive end of the floor. I think they've squandered too many possessions here late.
Yeah, and I'm sure that will be a note from Coach Drew for his team after the game as they move forward in between tonight and their appointment with Washington here at Foster Pavilion on Sunday at 7 o'clock. Right now, though, you just can't overlook Cam Carr. I mean, a stat stuffer, 26 points, 8 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 6 from 3. From the free throw line, he's getting there, 7 of 9, 4 rebounds in 31 minutes. That's what you need from a guy like that this year.
You do. And if you look up and down that roster, we talked before the game started about how 15 of 16 point guards that have played under Coach Drew have had some sort of all Big 12 recognition. You don't have to have an all-conference player, but and again, we are really, really early, but if you look at the lineup, Carr's that kind of guy, Yesufu's that kind of guy, and those are game changers. Those are separators. Many times you play a team and the opponent doesn't have a Yesufu, doesn't have a Carr.
Well, Baylor would like some more separation now as they lead by 14 points with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left. We're in the midst of a 6-0 run for UTRGV. Baylor hasn't scored in over 2 minutes. Brankovic controls. He's got 14 points tonight, been a killer for the Vaqueros. That time he's way off the mark. Yesufu grabs the air ball and darts across half court where he finds Agdam. The Wyoming transfer, lazy pass to Powell. Lucky it wasn't picked off. Powell controls top of the key. Hands it off to Yesufu. He activates. Feathery touch. The floater is good by the freshman.
It's a good possession. That's where the ball needs to be, about halfway through the shot clock. That's exactly what the doctor ordered at this stage of the game.
Clean look at a 3 from McGee. He drills another, give him 16 points, 4 of 7 from deep. And a quick timeout is called by the Vaqueros, a 30-second timeout.
We said that a year ago, not the same players, but the same team, Coach Fennell, same style of play, attempted more three-pointers than any other team in the country except one. So second most in the country. They have the ability to do that, and they played 13 different guys in this game. And what that allows Coach Fennell to do is go up and down the lineup and figure out who's the guy on a given night. Well, it's been Marvin McGee. He's the guy that made that last 3. He's got 16 in the ball game. And now Rio Grande is 10 of 24 from the three-point line. That's 42%. That'll be their ticket to have a chance to win this game with 2:26 to play.
And you mentioned the opportunity for Coach Fennell to find different guys. As far as bench points are concerned, they've outscored Baylor 32-8.
So nice crowd tonight.
A great crowd tonight, energetic crowd, you know. At times they've had a lot to root for. They've also had reasons to stress a little bit. Cam Carr will inbound the ball against full court pressure. 2:26 left. The Bears up 13. Carr threads the needle to Skillings into the forecourt. Tunde Yesufu back to Skillings. Skillings glides the 2 and he's fouled. He is more than a safety valve.
Yeah, he really is. And I love the play by Yesufu. They broke the press, had it up the floor. He retreated a little bit. And when he retreated, the defense kind of stood up. They relaxed. And he saw Skillings along the baseline, got it to him. And you saw what Skillings did. That's a smart play up the floor. You can be a little more discerning with what you're going to do. You're going to push when you've got the opportunity. And that's a more of a senior level play than you'd expect from a freshman.
Skillings hits the free throw. He is 2 of 4 on the night. The lead is 16 for Baylor. Skillings with 15 points in his Baylor debut. Christensen, nice fake, tried to ram it home, missed the dunk. Baylor catches a break, and breaking out of the pack is Yesufu. Almost a weave concept up the floor. 3 different guys touch it on the fast break, but Baylor comes away empty. Under 2 minutes to go. Blake gets right by Powell and is fouled.
We talked about the number of players that Rio Grande Valley has played in this game, 13. Bears, on the other hand, you know, it's way early to start figuring out who that very top rotation is. Well, maybe not too early. You've got Skillings at just under 30 minutes played. Agbim, same play, the same number roughly. Ratai at 26, Yesufu 27, Carr's played 30. Those are the guys. That's your top 5, and then you've got 6 or 7 beyond that. That could change over time, but right now, that's pretty etched in stone.
First free throw is good. Blake, 12 points tonight. Give him 13 as he sinks the second. Time now of the essence. 14-point advantage for Baylor. Carr runs the baseline and finds Agbim, who breaks the full court pressure. Skillings controls on the right wing and takes his time. Agbim controls just inside half court. Vaqueros showing some pressure. Skillings cross court to Carr. Shot clock is at 12. Carr puts it in reverse and goes back to Agbim. Agbim with 14 points. He's got 16, weaves his way through traffic to 2.
Yeah, laid that in with about 3 on the shot clock. That's exactly what they needed to do.
92-76, Baylor advantage. Christensen muscles his way to the hole for 2. Yesufu controls off the inbound, goes to Skillings. Inside of a minute now. Baylor closing in on their first win of the season. The lead is 14. Powell to a cutting Carr. Good God! Throws it down with one hand. Cam Carr, 28 points. Out of his mind tonight.
You know, he was just up so quick. And with just a windmill dunk that nobody could touch, and that was at the end of a possession. Can't play it any better than that.
Fans here, myself included, still recovering from that gem. Yesufu is fouled with 21.6 seconds on the clock. An unbelievable dunk. Watching it replayed here inside Foster Pavilion. Boy, you want to talk about cocking the hammer and ramming it home.
Yeah, well, we just got a note from Baylor Information. Carr has just tied Jacoby Walter for most points scored by a Baylor men's basketball player in a debut game, and 28 points.
And that was against Auburn, a Baylor victory in South Dakota.
Yep, I was there with the parquet floor.
That's my first Big 12 game. I'm calling Mississippi State and Iowa State there next Monday.
Are you really?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Jacket.
Yeah. The lead is 18 after the free throws are made. Desperation 3 is drilled by Dixon. A lot of heart shown here tonight by the Vaqueros.
Yeah, it's a nice team. It's a team that's going to have a good year. Very well coached.
And Yesufu spins across half court, and that'll do it. You hear the horn sound. A little more difficult than Scott Drew probably had hoped or anticipated. But the Bears get the job done. 96-81 victory here at home.
Yeah, and it's a good run by a really good team. A team that, I'm talking about Rio Grande Valley. He's well coached. He knows what he needs to do, and he got the right players to come in here. And all they wanted to do was have a chance to win under 5 minutes to play, and I think they accomplished that. But tonight I thought there were a couple of guys, Yesufu and Carr, that the Vaqueros just couldn't match. And it's kind of nice. I mean, the cupboard's not bare behind those guys, but on a night like tonight, Carr's just too much for most anybody who's going to play when he's like this. And I think same thing with Yesufu. Those two guys were the difference in the ball game.
What was the most encouraging thing tonight for you, produced by Baylor?
I thought second half, settling the offense down and playing a little more in their sets. You still see a lot of what Coach Drew calls no-pass jumpers, where you're not touching the paint. Saw a lot of that early. I think late in the ball game, once the team settled down, settled into it some, we saw more of that. I think total assists in the ball game. Bears had 18 assists. That's a big number, and to me, that's a reflection that they're moving the ball and sharing it and running their stuff.
All right, tough question for you, Pat. What was the most concerning part of tonight?
Still the defense, I think. Got a ways to go there, but Coach Ron Sanchez has come in. If there's a defensive coordinator, he's the one. He's on it. But 81 points in a game like this, it's a lot of points. It really is. You can outscore a team like this the way the Bears did tonight, but this is not your typical Big 12 basketball game.
96-81, the final here from Baylor. On the post-game show, we'll hear from Scott Drew and a Baylor player. We'll step aside, take a quick break as we await Baylor head coach Scott Drew on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Start with award-winning service.
Hey, Bob.
Tex. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business where you're...
Well, is there a problem?
Electric vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by, let's be friends.
Syntex Metals is hometown sandblasting and powder coating.
Right.
There's no job too big or too small. They do it all. They will leave your metals looking like brand new. For a free estimate, call Syntex Metals at 254-829-2217. That's 254-829-2217. Or visit them online at syntexmetals.com. Syntex Metals is a division of Syntex Roof Systems and Syntex Seamless Gutters. God bless Texas.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could
Yeah. The local, my understanding of the local is that's them.
Yeah.
Hip-hop could be.
And the return is what's coming from me.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue.
I've got an open yet to go.
In Waco or online.
We're right on track where we need to be on spots, guys. We're right on format.
Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Well, I'll do the best I can, but it's a little fuzzy. Mixed minus was always kind of tricky, and this stuff is, a lot different from what we worked with.
Time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance.
Yeah, I think the thing is just to turn the local down when you need to, when it bothers them.
To find a local agent today, TFNB. the official local bank of Baylor Athletics.
Of course, I miss the old days when everything was in real time and they could listen off the air.
Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game, listen to highlights, and talk with Coach Drew, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
96 to 81 is the final score. You brought up a great point. The rotation, 8 guys, and that's telling. You're telling me that's telling.
Yeah, well, it's 8, and it usually takes coaches maybe not as long as we used to think, but coaches to figure out who that 8 rotation is, and we know who it is. Like, we got it right in front of us. Whereas Rio Grande played 13 different guys, Bears are playing 8, and you see 25, 26, at least 26 minutes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different guys. So that's the rotation. And really, Pete, it's a good one. I mean, Yesufu and Carr combined, 28 for Carr. Yesufu were 24, combined for 12 rebounds. And that is just those from that 3-4 spot, as we talked about. That's Carr. You've still got Ratai there. You got Skillings there. Skillings with 15 and 9. This is a really strong lineup, and I'm not saying it's etched in stone, but you know that top 8, and there they are.
Well, and it's interesting to watch. Again, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Baylor gets down 9-0, and then at points in the first half, they're down 14. But the growing pains, you just saw this team get better and find a rhythm throughout the course of the game, which was super encouraging. Just we saw cohesion in the late first half and definitely in the second.
Yeah, coaches will say, Coach Drew will say, offense is about chemistry, defense is about principles and rules, and I'm not sure those rules are fully in place yet. Giving up 81 to this team can score, but giving up 81 is an awful lot. This is not a Big 12 team, so a lot of work in progress there. But I thought, the chemistry. This team loves to play offense, and they're really, really good at it. But if they can be great on offense, they can be great defensively as well.
Yeah, and the shooting, right? I mean, you look at Tunde Yesufu, 10 of 16 from the field. He finishes with 24 points. And for Cam Carr, 9 of 14 from the field with 28 points, and he's 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. There are hired guns here, right, on this team that are mission accomplished after tonight. The one thing I would say, just watching the game and analyzing it, that Tunde Yesufu, we saw some glimpses. We are going, the first game you see this guy put together a wire-to-wire effort, like we saw tonight from Carr. I think everyone will be hanging on to their chairs.
Yeah, there's firepower there, and not only do you have guys like Yesufu, but Carr, obviously, that was on display tonight. Skillings is kind of a secret leaper. He's a guy that clearly is athletic, but he's a little sneakier with it. As I'm looking at this, I'm looking back. Yesufu ended the game 10 of 16 from the floor. He started 0 for 6. So I'd say he put a nice remainder of the game. That was at the 11-14 mark when Baylor was down 14. Not a coincidence. When he goes on to do what he did, Baylor went on to win this ball game handily by 15 points.
If there was an aspect, we mentioned Cameron Carr with the 28 points, the most for a Baylor player in a debut since Jacoby Walter against Auburn in 2023 in that victory on November 7th to begin the season in South Dakota. What did you like the most about Cameron Carr's game that was unique to you that you look forward to seeing more of for the rest of the season?
Well, on a night like tonight, he's a scorer to begin with, but on a night like tonight when he had it going on, just felt it. You could tell when the ball left his hands, even his misses were really close. And not only am I seeing it, his teammates are seeing it, and he's going to have the ball, and that's a sign of a really good team, an unselfish team. But what I liked, just what everybody else liked, he is a freak athlete and knows how to score the basketball, makes explosive plays. Got a ways to go defensively. I mean, if you can be that good offensively, again, you can be a special defensive player as well. But he is he's a talent, and he's just one of 5 that's out there.
How much do you put into a first game like this? How much stock do you put into any kind of evaluation in just 40 minutes of basketball?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think every game is it's revealing. You're going to see things in this about yourself that you don't see yourself in practice when you're just playing intra-squad. So this is a better team that I think most people expected. I'm talking about Rio Grande Valley. And it's a good game in the sense that they're going to learn an awful lot from it.
I feel like the coaching staff and the players will learn a lot from this. If there's one thing you could look to improve before the Washington game, what would it be?
Defense. I mean, my stock answer is going to be defense.
Okay.
You know, I'm just telling you, Pete, and our fans know this. If you're going to win in the Big 12, you got to defend.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to defend.
Well, here's somebody that just might agree with
you.
Here
he is.
Yeah. We got a special headset for you, Coach. So over here, Pete Souza with Pat Nunley, and now we are joined by head coach Scott Drew. Coach Drew, you come away with the
What's
victory.
up, Dream Team?
Who you talking to?
You come away with the victory. Probably wasn't exactly how you diagrammed it, but what did you like about tonight's effort?
Yeah, great question. So let's start with we like the win. Half Division I will lose tonight. And DK was just telling me as we were coming, Auburn went to overtime, and hope TCU finds a way to pull it out. But they're down 4 with 2 seconds. So who are they playing?
They're playing New
Orleans.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's early in the year. Actually, this team we faced played Wisconsin last year, and Wisconsin, I don't know if it was second or third game of the year, but they were up, tied, and had a 3 to send it to overtime, and Wisconsin finished their 3rd seed in the NCAA tournament. So I say all that to say that any win's a good win. The great thing is we can learn from a win versus a loss. And in the beginning of the game, it didn't look so good, right? So I think we settled down, and we ended up, it was like in the first half, we gave up 28 points, 26 points in the first 8 minutes, and then we gave up just 11 the rest of the half. So that's what we got to get back to, is we got to guys that playing first time in front of the Foster, getting used to the crowd. And this was a great environment. I mean, I thought the crowd was really energetic, and I know we played 2 exhibitions, but I mean GCU, we didn't have the students, and at IU in Indianapolis there weren't students there. So obviously a lot more electric when the students are here and they bring the juice.
You know, you've got some explosive players. We talk about firepower offensively. I thought, Tunde misses his first 6 shots. He finishes 10 of 16. And then Cameron really from start to finish. Just talk about the play of those 2 guys. Carr finished was a 28, and Yesufu with 24.
Yeah, I thought we got several guys obviously capable of scoring 20, and the whole key is whatever we do, hopefully it's efficient. And Tunde, I don't know if he missed his first 6 shots, and then he made 10 in a row. And he made winning plays as far as getting rebounds. Did a great job. 3-0 boards, it says here. It seems like it was like 6, but did a great job on the glass. Cam obviously did a great job getting to the free throw line, 7 for 9. But Obi was shooting the 3 well early on, but too many quick threes. Not enough paint touches early on, defensive lack of communication, and we just like we're playing in quicksand, like we were always 2 steps slow. And then after that first 8 minutes, things settled down. We started to play basketball.
I want to ask you one question about Cam Carr. He scores 28 points. Had only played 18 games over the past 2 years, so it's like we're learning what this guy has to offer. You've known now, right, for a while. What's unique about his game that stands out? Most points in a Baylor debut since Jacoby in 2023 against Auburn in South Dakota.
Well, I think first and foremost, he's got elite athleticism. I mean, he's as athletic as any player we've ever coached here. And then you combine that with a jumper. He can pass. He can get to the free throw line. He can do a variety of things. The big thing for him will be consistency, and he learned a lot at Tennessee, but that was mostly in practice. He never showed anything on the court. And then with us, he's showed flashes in Germany. I mean, he was really good. Now, again, everything is just consistency, building off of it.
You know, Coach, you've got – I was looking at your schedule. Got almost a week off, Washington. Then you've got 5 days before Tarleton. Then you've got 10. Is that by design, where you play a game, really practice, play a game, really practice, so you're just trying to get practice in?
I wish I could tell you it was all by design, but scheduling, sometimes you do what you got to do.
Right.
You do improve the most in football week 1 to week 2, everybody says. In basketball, same thing. I thought we really improved after GCU. I thought we really improved after IU. I thought, except for the first 8 minutes of the game, we did a lot of things better the rest of the game. But now, you know what, first time with the crowd, energy, family probably here, just different vibe, different energy, and now you got to learn to play composed with that. And then the other thing is we never really had that kind of lead. I mean, GCU, we got up 11, and then we let them get back. We had chances when we got up 15 to push this to 20 to 25, 30, and that's what good teams do. I'm not saying we're not a good team, but you let people hang around. You don't know what can happen, as we know.
Last question for you, and I'm not going to ask you about Pat socks because I know what I already know what you think
Those
about
are comfortable, man.
Those are from Germany, aren't they? Yes,
oh,
sir.
They're from Germany.
Oh, yes, sir.
There you go. That's
I'll
great.
get you some, Pete.
So what's the one thing you want to improve upon between now and Washington, if you could pick one thing?
Well, I think the first thing is you look at it 12-2 on the offensive glass. You're happy with that. 30-24, you're happy with that. 11 turnovers, 18 assists. That's doable. You're looking at field goal percentage, 49. That should have been 55-60. Threes, 37%. Pat, 37. You take that because you can't ever. This is a game you'd like to be 40 or above. But defensively, I think the thing that jumps out, they shot 49% from the field and 41 from three. Now, if we caused 25 turnovers, you could live with that, but we didn't. So if you're not causing a lot of turnovers, you can't let people shoot those percentages. And they had some tough matchups. They had a lot of quickness, and they had guys making some shots, and that's for us just getting better on knowing our scouting report, knowing our base defense, and being able to execute it when the crowd's going and emotions are going, and it's not a quiet gym, and you're able to concentrate.
We're back, baby. Basketball's back. Thanks, Coach Drew. We really appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you guys, man. You guys have a great one.
You too. Baylor head coach Scott Drew joining us, as he always does, with great energy and just great intel. And now we got Obi Agbum coming over to join us as he shares a moment or two with Scott Drew. And just an exciting time. I mentioned it. Basketball's back, Pat. You got to love it. I mean, you just got to love the excitement. You got to love Coach Drew. And you got to love this guy right here. Obi Agbum going to sit down with us. His first game as a Baylor Bear. I mean, that goes for everybody. Right on the roster tonight. Obi, you're sitting down right now. You know Pat Nunley, Pete Souza here. What were your first impressions from playing a regular season game at home at Foster Pavilion?
Oh, man. First and foremost, just got to give all glory to God for, us being able to play this game. But I was excited, just excitement just to get the season going. Got blessed with another year and, just to get to run it all back again and have another opportunity to make my dreams come true. I was super excited, for sure.
I know you've played at the guard spot, obviously. Do you view yourself more as a point guard or a point guard who can score, or a scoring guard, kind of a two? I mean, Pete and I are over here thinking, there's a lot of point guards out there, but what do you feel like your role is on this team when you're out there playing that guard spot?
I mean, I'm looking at a stat sheet. I feel like this team is super gifted with a bunch of scores, and it kind of takes the responsibility of scoring off my back a ton. So, like tonight, for example, I was able to really facilitate, just get the energy going early. I think my role on this team is just whatever the team needs in the moment. I feel like that starting five group, we need a point guard, and I feel like that's going to be on my shoulders at the start of the year. And if we change anything, I'll be able to change my role. So as of right now, I want to be the point guard in whatever the team needs.
Well, you came up with some huge buckets early when the team needed it from three, and I could feel the energy coming off you. You just felt like a leader tonight. Did you notice that kind of going down? The team was down early, at times down 14 points in the first half, but they got up 9-0, and then you answered. You kicked off that scoring run for the Bears. What were your thoughts during those moments?
Just always staying ready. Wanted to start the game off early. Unfortunately, we didn't start the way we wanted. So, just want to give, credit to my teammates for, just give me the looks, creating the looks for myself. And I just really wanted to stay ready and able to, bring a spark when we needed that spark. And I feel like once we got that spark, we were able to really feed off of that. Shout out to the home ground as well.
Kind of helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you feel like this team's biggest area of improvement is between now and Sunday? You got Washington here.
Yeah.
Big game. We feel like a couple things you really need to knock down.
Oh, yeah, of course. Obviously we're going to work on our defensive, communication. It's hard to, expect so much from a team that's brand new. So, as we are starting to gel together, I really just want to improve every day. And last week we had a great week of practice, and I'm glad that we was able to finish the game out. We're going to watch film tomorrow and really, make the adjustments that's needed. But I'm real confident that we're going to improve defensively to create more offensive, advantages for us.
Last question for you. Obviously your first year here. After the game, I saw you really connecting with some of the fans in the stands, just slapping five and really being available to some of the students that came to watch tonight. What does it mean for you to connect with the crowd here at your new home?
Oh, man, it just makes home so special. I told JJ before the game, man, this is really our new home, and it's beautiful being in this arena. Shout out to the fans. The student section was amazing tonight. And, just being able to have a really good relationship with the student section, they're going to rock with you. They're going to defend your name when doors are closed. And, I feel like this is the best home I have so far. So shout out to BU, man.
Hey, there'll be more here on Sunday. I promise you that.
All right, Obi Agman, way to go, man.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, great job tonight. 16 points as Baylor gets the victory. We're going to step aside on the Baylor Sports Media Network and come back and finish off this post-game show for you tonight.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service.
Now, we're supposed to run 2 more breaks after this one.
Receive trustworthy insights on